this show on the road. The Vatican getting exposed. You better stay on your toes. Repo, tilling the land, focus on the eco. Open my heart, let go of the ego. Out the ground, stacking up these C notes. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. Found out the hacks, put it underneath the rap. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. We in your city, but where we at? Facts, facts.
And that's facts though, I talk factos. Ask J Pape, I go Astro. Floating focus my cash flow. We plant star seeds to make the grass grow. I'm a refloater, I do what I wanna. Stacking the winter, sunbathing the summer. My chakras align and I shock them like Blanco. Be poor, but your knowledge, nigga, is Pablo.
At these events, I'm a god to my people. Got out the streets, yeah, we dodge a Rico. Game of roulette, I'm a casino. The game wasn't fit, the odds wasn't equal. Squad got the Chico, my squad got the Chico. Aim in a drought, yeah, they starving the people. Blaming the doubt, make it harder to eat, yo. Not a placebo, this not a placebo.
The food, the art, the clothes. Put this show on the road. The Vatican getting exposed. You better stay on your toes. Repo, tilling the land, focus on the eco. Open my heart, let go of the ego. Out the ground, I'm stacking up these C notes. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. Out the hacks, put it underneath the rap. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. We in your city, pull up where we at. Facts, facts.
Started in Richmond, art of my district. Heart of the mystics, started for biscuits. Father misfits, martyr the misfits. God's my witness, got on my hit list. Moving weight, we started with fitness. Moving with sickness, art of the richest. Give me the blues, my heart is in Memphis. It's part of adventure, started my venture. F is for food, the A is for art. The C is for clothes, I'm playing a part. T is for tech, I'm playing it smart. S is for shots, I stay in the park. Acres or acres get lost in the dark. We playing a part, we playing it smart. Facts, facts,
okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, the art, the code. We put this show on the road. The Vatican exposed. You better stay on your toes. Repo, tilling the land, focus on the eco. Open my heart, let go of the ego. Ran out the ground, I'm stacking up these C notes. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on the back. Found out the hacks, put it underneath the rap. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. We in your city, pull up where we at. Facts.
It's a movie.
Define our own narrative. Right. Like when you're talking about the White Lives Matter thing, I want to play you this message that Farrakhan sent me and Puffy about White Lives Matter.
White lives have always mattered because that's what caused Yakub to be the god of this present world.
They're constantly monitored by facial recognition cameras that are able to instantly put a face to a name. Now, Chinese are also ranked, given a mark out of a possible 950 points. A score in the 700s is considered good, around the 500 mark is not. For now, the number is a sort of bank credit routine, keeping track of everyone's spending habits.
I think being ranked is a good thing. A society has to have rules.
it forces us to be well behaved.
It may seem scary, but it's just like that here.
What was driving her wasn't the trappings of being the queen and the luxury.
Peace to the family, peace to the universe, peace to everybody in the building. Welcome to another episode of Melanin Mondays. Actually, this is episode 214. All right. If you want to put that on your records, it is episode 214. Tell me, do y'all hear the sound effects? Because I was cooking last episode and I didn't even have my sound effects on. And I found out at the end of the show because I was informed in the chat. The chat, y'all niggas was letting me go crazy and nobody was telling me that my sound effects was not working. No, do you hear it through the headphones or do you hear it through the computer? That's very important. Let me know if you hear it through the audio of the computer or you just hear it through my headphones, because if you hear it through my headphones, then we're not doing it right. Hey, I'm going to do it one more time. You didn't tell me that, Cindy. You told me in a text message, and I was in the kitchen. That's like somebody telling me something in the living room. I'm in the kitchen cooking. I couldn't see it. Now, do y'all hear it or not? You don't hear it? All right, thank you. Hold on, let's try this. So they don't hear sound effects. What are we doing with our lives? You don't hear it? Oh my goodness. What the is Naeem? I don't even want to use crazy language right now. Okay, one more again. Hold on. Do you hear it now? We're gonna get this shit we're gonna get it straight. We're gonna get this straight. No, the facts video, that's not the sound effects. That don't have nothing to do with what I was saying. That don't got nothing to do with it. The fact video is all good. The commercial for the Ye Are Gods, all of that is good. I'm talking about the bomb and the motherfucking, y'all don't hear it? Oh man, I'm starting to feel away. Give me more. What the fuck? This can't be good. And this is the new equipment too, right? This is the new shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing? Ah, man, I don't like that. Don't like that, my friend. Check. I don't like that. Not at all. Because this is the microphone. Okay, let me see something. This is the microphone. Okay, let me see something. Do you hear me now? Do you hear it now? Do you hear it now? Niggas is like, did I read the instructions? Yeah, I read the instructions. What we doing? I did all that. I was on YouTube for like 8 days.
What is he talking about?
That part, yeah. We back. We ready.
Thought I was feeling you? Niggas a munch. There we go. I'ma do this whole motherfucking show in this voice. Yeah, nigga, we lit. Every day I'm lit.
Nah, for real though. We good. Sound is good. I didn't want to turn the microphone on, but I guess that's what the fuck I had to do to get the sound. But we in the building. You know what I'm talking about? We in the building. We're gonna go back to the chipmunk voice in a little while. Let's do the roll call. Should we do the roll call in the chipmunk voice? You know what I mean? This is we working together and shit. We work together. You know what I'm saying? This is not a monolith. This is not a dictatorship. This is a democracy. You know what I'm saying? So let me know. Shout out to the building. All right. We're doing a roll call. We in Scorpion season. Hold on. We in Scorpion season.
We in Scorpion season, niggas. We in Scorpion season, niggas. What are you talking about? It's lit. It's lit. Yeah, it's lit.
Alright, let's do a roll call. Where you niggas from? Huh? Anderson, South Carolina. Niggas, that part. Yeah. Yeah, that part. Yeah. South Carolina. North Carolina. We got some good news. Give me a minute. I'm cooking. Bermuda in this bitch. Yeah, send me a flight. I want to get flew out to the Bermudas. Georgia, Jersey, ATL, the motherfucking ATL. That part, yeah, Queen. Yeah, Washington, D.C., shout out. That part, yeah, Detroit. Hey, what up, though? Nah, for real, what up, though? Massachusetts, West Los Angeles, Valdosta, Fort Myers, Massachusetts, Charlotte, we coming to see you. Get ready. We coming to see you. That part, yeah, we pulling up. Give me a minute, I'm gonna let you know what the fuck is going down. San Jose, North Philly up in this bitch. Mexico up in this thing, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Louisiana in this bitch. Tremont section of the BX. Shout out to the BX, come on, damn guns in here. Mexico was popping, yeah. DC, Banneker City, Virginia Beach is litty. Yeah, Noel up in his bitch. NC up in his bitch. Columbus, Ohio up in his thing. I mean, California, what the fuck? Bay Area, talk back to me. Yeah, Tampa, Florida, talk black to me. Is it warm out there? Richmond, Brooklyn, T-Dot. Brooklyn, North Kakalaka, NYC. What's poppin' with you? Chicago, 312. Put your guns in the air. Inglewood, California. That part. Check in, my nigga. Check in. This day. Cleveland, Ohio. To this day. Cleveland. Check it in. Salute to you. Ooh. Boston up this bitch. What up, Boston? Niggas sound crazy. Right now. I can't take you seriously when you curse. Know what I'm saying? Lexington, Kentucky, Vermont, New York, Smiles, Detroit. What up now? Bars. Yeah. Lexington, Kentucky, DMV up in his. Salute to the DMV. Howard Homecoming up in his bitch. Memphis, Tennessee, Bama. Rocky Crenshaw up in his bitch. That part. Yeah, Detroit. Yeah, a bunch of Detroits up in this thing. What's poppin', Detroit? Y'all got my number. What's really good? Cleveland, Ohio. Talk black to me. Bama, Kansas City, Phoenix, AZ. Yeah. What's goody? What's goody? That part. Yeah, so we in the building. Mondale is in the motherfucking. We deep up in this thing. You know what I'm saying? Niggas is here. Yeah. The black man is God. Yeah, that part. You are gods. Yeah. First and foremost, I want to say thank you for the outpouring of support. Me and Blue Pill did the last show, and we put this flyer for Ye Are Gods, and the people responded positively. It seems like y'all really want to see this shit because we was getting a lot of sales, and people was running to the motherfucking website and getting their tickets. I just want to say thank you. I appreciate you. And we've been in the lab cooking up. We gonna deliver a plate, my niggas. We gonna deliver a plate for real. That part. So yeah, let me switch this voice back to the
yeah. Check 1 2 1 2 yeah. Yeah, so this is a little bit of reverb. There we go. So yeah, man. Like I said, I want to say thank you to the family for responding to the lecture that we got coming up on, what day is that? Sunday. We got some shit coming up on Sunday. This Sunday, the 30th, right after Halloween and whatnot. We don't celebrate Halloween. We do celebrate another day, though, the Day of the Ancestors. We do celebrate that. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Matter of fact, let me see. Where do we have? Give me one second. Because we got something coming up and we want to let y'all know about it. But let me go ahead and grab the video. You know what I'm saying? Let me grab the video. Well, let me grab the flyer first off. Blaka. For all of the family in Atlanta and the ATL, this Saturn day coming up, we are going to be doing something monumental. We are inviting you to pull up and be a part of this. This is going to be the tribute to the ancestors. You feel me? This is going to be the tribute to the ancestors, and it's going to be lit. You know what I'm saying? Hold on one minute. It's going to be very, very lit. We encourage anybody that's coming through to represent, you know what I mean? Don't come dressed as Jeffrey Dahmer, none of that stupid shit. You know what I mean? We are paying homage to the ancestors who have inspired us and whatnot. So we're going to be dressing up, you know. Let me show you real quick. This is coming up. This is Saturday.
Yeah, and be lit. Real quick, let me do it again. Tribute to the ancestors. Dress up like the ancestors. Royal Kingdom. I'ma open up the floodgates. So it's no love and a patient one. Yeah.
The link for those is in the bio. It's in my description and whatnot. The tickets is on Eventbrite. We're gonna be playing music from all of the rappers that have died and shit. You know what I'm saying? That's how we're gonna pay homage to the ancestors. We're gonna be playing everything from Scott LaRock to P&B Rock.
You know what I'm saying?
To pay homage to these brothers, because their music hit differently. You know what I'm saying? The music hit differently when the rapper's not with us and whatnot. So we're gonna be spinning the tracks from our favorite artists that are not with us. You know what I'm saying? From Tupac to Biggie to motherfucking Dolph. Nigga, it's Dolph.
It's Dolph. It's Dolph.
Nipsey.
some P&B rock, some motherfucking Scott LaRock. Scott LaRock had them all. He was a super hoe. What you know about that? You know what I mean? We're gonna be playing everybody's shit, bro. And that's how we pay homage to them. You know what I'm saying? So while you dressed up like Byron Sandy or whatever, or dressed up like whatever deity you want to be, you know what I mean? You'll be in your full fucking swag. And that's the Day of the Dead. You know what I'm talking about? And we don't approach death, or we don't approach the dead from a Christianized standpoint or Romanistic mindset. We do not do that. We removed ourselves from that mindset. So we don't look at death, or we don't look at the dead as something spooky or bad and whatnot. We look at it as the inevitable. We all have a motherfucking date, and we all gonna be at Heaven's Gates. What? Heaven's Gates with feathers in our hair, like Kevin Gates. That's a bar. Don't take that. You know, so as a result of knowing that, you know, we don't shy away from what it is that we know. We embrace it and we move towards it. You feel me? So yeah, I mean, you know, it's gonna be around the time of the Day of the Dead. It's that window, my niggas. And we in Scorpion season. Don't
play with me. Don't play with me, my niggas. Don't play. What you talking about?
Yeah. So yeah, that's what we doing in the ATL Saturday, 7 p.m. to midnight, I believe. We might even extend it a little bit later. Depends on how it's turned. But 7 p.m. in Atlanta on Saturn Day. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck if you got to hop out of a helicopter, my niggas. I don't care if you coming from El Segundo. You know what I'm saying? Pull up. You know what I mean? Pull up and enjoy yourself. Celebrate. We got a beautiful hostess, sister by the name of Secret. I'm vegan food, infused drinks. Yeah. So yeah, man, that's going to be very, very soon. And then we also have some good news for an event coming up in November. There's going to be we got announcements because this is a new season upon us. We in Scorpion season. There's a lot of new shit coming up. We have an eclipse coming up tomorrow, mañana. I'm going to get into that before the show is over. We're going to speak about it. Some of the things that we could be doing to get ourselves prepared for the energy that's coming in. The energy is already here. As soon as we get off of this show tonight, we could begin we could begin to proceed to prepare ourselves, prepare your spiritual bath, get your altar ready and whatnot. This is Scorpion season. We dealing with resurrection, right? Death and rebirth. So it's time to leave some things behind. You are in the fourth quarter. You feel me? This motherfucking calendar year, this 2021 Savage, and then we went into 22 Savage. Yeah, this year has been one for
the record books.
That part, this shit been this year right here. This shit right here. This has been something that has been testing our faith. You feel me? They've been tapping our jaws and whatnot, testing our faith, testing our willpower. The world that we remember is no longer that people like. There is no more normal. There's no going back to the normal, because the normal this is a new normal. This is a new normal. So we embrace it. You feel me? We embrace it because we know that change is painful. Birthing is painful. It's called birthing pains. So this world is shifting. Everything is changing. Your perception, your attitude, your eating habits, your sleeping habits, the shit that you was into, you might no longer be into. The people that you was into, you might no longer be into. Perceptions, the way that we see shit is changing. And that's a good thing. Okay? But, you know, if we fare better when we have a greater understanding about what's taking place around us, so we don't have to walk around with our heads in the clouds trying to figure out why me. Yes, you are absolutely correct, Sekhmet. This year has been the most rewarding for those that have done the work. You know what I mean? And that's not to leave anybody out, because the work is no joke. You know what I mean? And it's not just something that anybody and everybody could just tap into and whatnot. You know, you got to be in a special place to even be able to start doing the work and whatnot. But salute to everybody out there doing their work, their shadow work, their light work, the breathing work, working on yourself, working on your family members and your loved ones and whatnot, working on creative projects. You know, to keep it a buck with you, me, when it comes, like, I'm supposed to put out an album and shit like that, like, I haven't really been there creatively. I haven't really been in album mode like that. I was in album mode, then I hopped out of album mode because I had other shit that I needed to do and whatnot. And I haven't really been that inspired. I'm just being transparent with the world and whatnot. I'm just, you know, sharing my truths and shit, you know. So I'm even looking for inspiration. I'm even looking for, you know, that spark and whatnot, because I don't want to put my musical project out and I'm not in the mode to just be on some music shit. Like, that's not where my mind is at right now. So when my mind gets back to the music, then I'm gonna release the music and I'm gonna put the music out. But you know, it's all about the energy right now, is how I'm feeling and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm not feeling it, then I'm not gonna do it. You feel me? If I ain't feeling it, I ain't gonna do it. So that's this year in a nutshell. If I ain't feeling it, I ain't gonna do it. I've done things this year and I've fallen back on certain things this year. You know what I'm saying? I've fallen back on shit this year that I was always on. You know what I mean? It's just that this year, the energy of this year has just been very shifting and whatnot. So moving into this eclipse that's gonna come upon us mañana, right? It's a lot to be learned from it. You know what I mean? So I'm saying all of that, and I'll read an article or two. We'll get some information out there and whatnot. But I'm saying all of that to say, for the family that's on the line, that's tapped in tonight, even if you tap in the morning, in the rising, mañana, people be catching the show days from now and whatnot. Even if you tapped in days from now and you didn't even know what the fuck was going on, still go and do your work, because the shadow of the energy is still upon us. The window is still open and whatnot. Do your motherfucking work. But we are right on time. Timing is about perfection, right? Everything is about timing and whatnot. So right now, tonight, the timing is perfect to get this information to properly prepare us, right? Matter of fact, let me go right to it. I don't want to just, you know what I mean? Tomorrow is not promised, and neither is a few minutes from now. So shit, let me get to this motherfucking information and let's read an article or two about about tomorrow, so we could all be on point, right? That's the idea, right? Okay, boom. So let me get on my reading rainbow shit. Start reading to you niggas. All right. Journey into astrology, solar and lunar eclipses that are coming up and how they influence us. Before I even begin this, right? This is my because I'm always pleading to the community, right? I'm like, me and Boozy is born on the same day, so this nigga is known for asking people for shit, and I'm similar to Boozy. I'm always asking the community, could we do something different? I'm on Google going through the astrology pages, looking for a refutable website so I could share this information. It got Teen Vogue, People, New York Post, all of these fugazi ass publications and periodicals are now dealing with astrology. My question, or my plea to the community, because there's a lot of astrologists that are out there on the internet, right, on Facebook, in my DM and shit like that, asking to do a reading. I'm like, where's your blogs at? Why y'all don't have, why, you know that you could dominate Google right now. You could dominate the SEO. You could dominate the search engines with your melanated take on what's going on in the quote unquote, because when I hear on Clubhouse and on YouTube, when I hear the astrologists or the cosmologists going in, they got all the answers. They be hitting shit from the they be hitting 4-pointers from the 3-point range. So we need more bloggers because black men read. I still read, my niggas. I'm not just doing audio books and whatnot and fucking, you know, YouTube. I'm not in YouTube University. I like to read. I like to get into reading and whatnot. So like your boy Ye said, you know what I mean? We don't have no domination of media. And that's something that we really should focus on. The media aspect of why are we don't have no type of say in that field like that. So we need to put our motherfucking eggs in that basket and get these stories and these blogs, you know, from our people, because our people have a different perspective than anybody else that's out there and whatnot. A lot of this information don't even speak to me because they didn't write it. When they wrote the shit, they didn't write it with the intentions to speak to a person such as myself. So, but this article, this is basic information. So we'll share this information and whatnot. Solar and lunar eclipses occur when the Earth, Sun, and Moon align at the Moon's nodal axis, usually 4 times a year. Eclipses happen during new and full moons. The south, which is the past, the north, which is the future nodes, symbolize our evolutionary path. Eclipses catalyze destiny's calling, right? Catalyze destiny's calling. So eclipses, right, are very imperative dealing with your motherfucking callings. And we could talk about anybody else around the world. We could talk about all of the shit that's going on, but I'm like, fuck that. Let's talk about what's going on in our lives. That's why the name of the lecture is called Ye Are Gods or Ye Are Gods. It's a double entendre, maybe a triple. It's a play on words. Everybody focusing on yay, but niggas is not focusing on ye. Everybody focusing on what that man is doing, but nobody focusing on what the fuck they're doing. What's going on in your orbit? What's going on in your world? So while you being distracted and whatnot, Big Bro is gonna come through and remind you niggas, ye are motherfucking gods. And your attention, right? Your attention is a commodity and it's a currency. Start focusing on your motherfucking self, right? Start focusing on you and yours. Start focusing on your craft. Start focusing on your gifts. Start focusing on your goals. Start focusing on your seeds. Start focusing on how the fuck are you gonna close out the 4th quarter like a boss, right? Because it's a few days left in this bitch. How you gonna close this shit out? It's a few weeks left up in 2022, my niggas. Let's bow out this bitch gracefully. How are we gonna do it? How could you do anything if you're not looking at yourself in the mirror and affirming who the fuck you are, calling back your powers because you've been giving it away? This whole year been draining us of our powers. This whole year been a fucking distraction, pulling from us. So my thing is this. We got the opportunity, not tomorrow, right now, right? Let me get into my
chipmunk voice right now. We got the opportunity. We got the opportunity, right? To grab our motherfucking nuts today. Utilizing the power of the motherfucking universe, right? This ain't something that
Hollywood drew up. This ain't something that white people done did. No, nigga, this the universe talking. The alignments is the universe. The alignments is cosmic. Divorce yourself from giving any man on this earth that type of power. This the universe. So when the universe show up, we need to pay attention. And when the windows open, right, like Ezekiel, we need to climb through them. Okay? So the motherfucking window was open. So we're going to get on our Ezekiel tonight. We finna climb through some windows and figure we're going to be in our Father's house, many mansions. And we're gonna do some looting, my nigga. We gotta take whatever the fuck we see in that house and bring it into our house, okay? Because it's ours.
Affirm that. Facts.
So I see you in the building, Sir BEY. I'll get you in 1 minute. Use eclipse degrees in your birth chart to identify potential release points. Eclipses serve as catalysts for us to aspire to our destiny's deeper calling. Use creative self-reflection to experience inner alignments and transmute the past into new sources of energy. What does that mean? What that means is I don't give a fuck what happened to you an hour ago, yesterday, 10 years ago, or 100 years ago,
1,000 years ago, my nigga.
Thought I was feeling you? Who cares? No.
Niggas is not here for the pity party. Okay? You could transmute everything that happened to you into something beneficial for you. You could turn every L into a motherfucking lesson. Please believe it and don't forget it. Okay? Scorpio is about transformation. Scorpio is about resurrection. Scorpio is about death and motherfucking rebirth.
Okay.
That's what Scorpio is about.
That's what Scorpio is about. So we in that season.
It's time to transform. The more shit that you've been through, the bigger your transformation. How about that? So April 30th was a partial solar eclipse at 10 degrees Taurus. Remember the April 30th partial solar eclipse? I do. This eclipse serves as the this eclipse serves us up the will we need to leave behind our blunders and blocked energies. When the light reemerges, we may bring forward our deeper awareness and understand the healing lessons at work, right? Okay. Full moon in Scorpio. This total solar eclipse occurs on a full moon in Scorpio. The apex of the eclipse will be at 9/11 and visible in the Americas, Europe, Africa, and Asia. Moon in Scorpio turns us inward, deepens our curiosity and focus, but gives us attitude. We need privacy as moods may be prickly. Clear the dead wood of soul or garden. Seek deep, refreshing contemplation, right? So October, this already passed, right? So we're getting into the October 25th partial solar eclipse at 2 degrees Scorpio. Allows close questioning so that we can deepen our understandings of underlying motivations and ego investments. Beckon the light's return and let surfacing secrets free up inner space. New moon in Scorpio. This partial solar eclipse occurs on a new moon in Scorpio. The apex of the eclipse will occur at 4 a.m. It will be visible from Europe, Northeast Africa, Middle East, and Southwest Asia. Moon in Scorpio meaning Scorpio by day. Our focus, wit, and temper sharpen. The mood is broody, sultry, possessive, introspective, serious with dark humor. We want to research, look under the rocks, look at the worst case scenarios, and know we're strong enough to handle it. If your moon is in Scorpio, those born under a Scorpio moon are curious, private, mysterious, and intense. They need time alone, but not loneliness. They feel deeply, but may have trouble expressing their feelings, which can become explosive under pressure. While they're wonderful in an emergency, they have no patience for trivia. Trust brings out their depth and loyalty. That part, okay? So that's just a little bit of information moving into this moon. I'll touch on some more things in a minute and whatnot. You know what I'm talking about? I'll touch on some more things in a minute and whatnot. But ultimately, we're dealing with the ego. We've seen over the past week or two, right, what the ego looks like when the shit is going crazy, right? Not to call anybody crazy, but we've seen how the ego in place, right, where you might have to check yourself. That shit might put you further in the box if you have not checked your ego and whatnot. What ultimately I could say about this situation dealing with our brother, Mr. Ye West, is that a lot of healing needs to take place. You know, a lot of healing needs to take place. He's going through a lot of pain, but he resonates with a lot of people because a lot of us are going through pain. A lot of us are on our quote unquote, we on the edge, my niggas. A lot of us has said, I'm going DEFCON 3 on all you niggas. I'm ready to give it to you, or I'm ready to give you anything that you is asking for. Fuck it. I'm just going all out at this point. I'm on the edge. I'm about to jump. Okay? And then we also saw an aspect of trauma that we haven't necessarily healed from or let go, because when George Floyd's name got thrown out there, right, it exposed the fact that many people are still suffering from that traumatic programming that took place, not from George Floyd, going all the way back to Trayvon. It's a consistent programming that they have our people. I spoke on it on many different shows, on many different occasions, and I'm going to explore it even more on this Fear of a Black or More Messiah episode, Ye Are Gods. They don't fear Ye, they fear Ye. They fear you. He's a catalyst, right? If they had to deal with if they had to deal with 1,000 personalities like him, right? If they had to deal with 1,000 of their quote unquote contractual slaves that they have in perpetual slavery through the pen and the paper on as contractual slaves, if 1,000 of them niggas start bucking and whatnot, what would they do? What would they do? A lot of their quote unquote programming is beginning to short circuit. They had millions upon people underneath a spell. This whole situation with the Jabberwocky, right? That exposed the fact that their program is not working the way that they thought it was going to work. People bucked that shit. Niggas fought back against it. This situation that we have right now with one of their celebrities or one of their quote unquote, somebody who he was the crowning, he might have been the crowning jewel. They might have used him. They dangle that man and his accomplishments whenever they want to trap anybody new into a contract. They just be like, yo, look at what we did with Kanye. We could do that for you. And niggas is signing their whole life away. Touching their toes, grabbing their ankles, and they like, shit, give me the Ye treatment. So now they got to find somebody else to dangle. You know what I mean? They're going to elevate somebody in front of us, in front of the culture. They're going to push somebody directly in his place very fast, because it's imperative that they get you niggas back underneath this control or back underneath the programming so they can have control of your hearts and your minds. Okay? We could go into extents about this situation, but what I'm not gonna do today, we're not gonna hearken on that too tough, because I'm a little bit exhausted from dealing with that situation. I'm moving forward at the end of the day because there's bigger and better things to begin to deal with. We've given that a lot of our information. I mean, we're giving it a lot of our attention, right? And what we do is we extract the information from situations such as that. But it's now time to take the information and do something with it. I don't feel like being the reactionary. I don't feel like sitting around trying to react to all of the shit that the media is throwing at me. He already told you who controls the media. The only thing that we're seeing in the media right now is what they call pushback, right? Every day there's an article on who dropped him, who's doing this. So subliminally or subconsciously, if a nigga's not a billionaire, he's sitting around saying, because I already said it before in the video, niggas is counting his money. Damn, that nigga fucked up, man. He losing all of that money. If I was him, the minute a nigga say that, you already know what it is. If I was him, I'd have just chilled. No, nigga, you're not him. And we know that if you was him, you would have touched your toes. You would probably said nothing. And they're gonna begin to pick. They're gonna feed off of our poverty-minded consciousness. The fact that we're really not unified like that. You know what I mean? They're gonna pick on the jealousy that you remember he said that he was jealous, but they know that a lot of niggas is jealous. So the media is gonna continue to tear him down and do what they do to turn the people who said that they were gonna stand with him against him. And as you can see, when it comes to Black Hollywood, as you can see when it comes to the rappers, as you can see when it comes to all of them niggas, nobody stood up to this thing. Nobody stood up for him yet. There's nobody that put their self out there and was like, fuck that, I stand with him. Here's my contract. I'm gonna upload my contract. I stand with that man, and this what it is. Fuck that. You know what I mean? We gotta be together. Nan nigga said anything. Nan nigga, right? What you did see is, you know, a bunch of niggas splaining and dudes quickly getting on code with the small hats who control their destiny. You know what I'm talking about? And then there's people that are just completely silenced. So, you know, I'm not under the impression that their silence means that they are down and they ready to buck the system or that they agree with him. They silent because they was told, nigga, if you say something, we cut your lifeline. Okay? So the man is spiraling. He is a cautionary tale, right, about what the Kardashians or the Armenians or what these Nordic women will do to you. That's one of the cautionary tales. Let's not forget that. Let's not forget that prior to him being with these witches and whatnot, you know, he was erratic and sporadic, but he definitely wasn't off of his rockers the way that he is right now. Let's remember that, because a lot of people point fingers at him right now, not realizing that he was renditioned, right? He was taken to a hospital in 2017, I believe it was, or 18, and they went inside of his head. They call it behavior modification. They did a lobotomy to our good brother from the Black Panthers, Huey P. Newton, and he never was the same after he came home and whatnot. So at the end of the day, people are not giving the proper context to what happened to this man and whatnot. And the Kardashians didn't give him a lobotomy, but underneath their care and underneath their quote unquote, you know, underneath their roof and whatnot, this nigga lost his soul from these spirit cookers. So it's a cautionary tale for all of these young Black men that I see running around on a swirl train, for these quote unquote athletes, actors, and people that are in the industry who utilize these pink women as trophies and whatnot. My nigga, that ain't it. How about that? That's a lose-lose, okay? But like I said, we'll explore more of the situation on the lecture that we do, Ye Are Gods. We are going to do a little bit deep diving and whatnot, and we'll explore everything that's going on all around us a little bit further. As you know, when it comes to Blue Pill, you already know Blue Pill comes with a unique angle. The way that he sees things, the way that he decodes things, the way that he breaks things down, there's nobody like Blue Pill. The way that I decode and the way that I break shit down, there's nobody like me. So we're going to be bringing a fresh perspective. This is not a Kanye lecture. This is a lecture about you, man and woman. This is a lecture about your godhood. This is a lecture about what it is that we've been going through over the past few months and what we have to look forward to in the next few months in front of us and whatnot, and how we could capitalize off of the energy that's out there. It's a lot of free energy, and the alchemists that are out here, we know how to manipulate that energy to make us even more powerful. So I've been utilizing situations as teaching moments, and I've been teaching a lot of people shit that they didn't know. I feel good about that. I sleep good at night. You know what I'm talking about? And I'm doing my job as a journalist and a scholar to be very scholastic. So without any further ado, I got a guest in the building, and I've been running my mouth and whatnot. I don't mean to be rude. You know what I mean? I had my brother in the back, in the green room and whatnot, waiting for me. But I'm going to go ahead and open up the line for one of my guests tonight. And that is our good brother, one of the brothers from the Facts Initiative team and whatnot, Team Facts. My good brother, Sir BEY, in the building. Peace to the God.
Peace to the gods. Peace to the gods.
Peace to the gods. Peace to the gods. What it do?
What it dooski, man. Hey, look, it's an honor once again to be on the show, man. I just tapped in like the last 10 minutes, man. What you saying about Kanye? Like you said, yeah, guys. This ain't about, you know what I'm saying, Kanye. This is about you. I've been telling people left and right, like, look, Kanye is just an energetic example of polarity and cognitive dissonance and the hypocrisy of society. He's a reflection.
Right. He points it. He shows you a glaring example of cognitive dissonance in the people and even in him.
Yes. Through he does it. He shows the people through him to him. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he's showing you what you're doing. He's showing us.
Right.
You know what I mean? The duality, the polarity, the hypocrisy, the energetic hypocrisy, how we say one thing, but we do something totally opposite with our actions. And
right.
We wonder why this cognitive dissonance, this thick cognitive dissonance is permeating in the ethers and in the magnetic field within the people.
Right. Because he said white lives matter, right? But just a month before that, it was niggas in Jamaica crying over the queen. Or the queen, right? And then they like, oh, he's so wrong saying like white lives matter. And then when I say white Jesus matters, niggas got quiet.
Crickets. Actions, your actions. See, we live in energy.
Hey, crickets, hold on.
Crickets.
Wait, what? So if you're God, right? Because, you know, the way that people is wired and whatnot, I could go outside and I could ask them, what do God look like? They'll give me the Charleston Heston rundown. He got a long beard.
Right.
He's on a cloud somewhere. Your sky daddy, that nigga is a person in your mind. Right. And he's not a Mandingo warrior. He don't look like Black Adam.
Right.
He's on a cloud looking like Charleston Heston. So if white Jesus matters, right, then white lives matter. And you just don't want to admit it. There we have the cognitive dissonance. So it's not about, it's you gonna be living in a box. You living in a self-imposed prison and whatnot, because you on one end, you mad, you a rebel rouser, you kicking over cans, you know, your calf muscle is popping because you marching and whatnot. And you know, oh, my people this, my people that. On the way to the march, though, you listen to the radio show about Lotto and Meg Thee Stallion popping a pee, right? All of the drill rappers, you listen to the top 10 drill rappers talk about how they're gonna kill their ops. You and your 1-year-old is in there bopping, spinning it word for word. Oh, Chief Sosa.
Facts.
Then you have this subliminal idea in your mind. You haven't necessarily, and I'm not talking to the audience per se, because I know amongst our ilk and whatnot, we've been cured of the hypocrisies of one layer of hypocrisy. I feel that we'll be going through knocking down these buildings, these walls of hypocrisy for as long as that we live, because living in this westernized society where they're hiding so many lies and they're utilizing so many quote unquote they got so many curtains up that they're hiding behind. There's so many wizards in this Oz.
Yeah, facts.
That this whole shit is a falsehood. It's built on top of lies. Literally, they built cities on top of mounds.
Facts.
Mound structures. So underneath your feet is the truth.
Gotta dig. Gotta dig, my nigga. You gotta go
dig, bro. You gotta dig. So him, Ye, as an archetype, a Gemini, as an archetype of the double consciousness of our people, the cognitive dissonance of our people, the bipolarities of our people,
yes, Lord,
the manic depressives of our people, the manic depressiveness of our people. You know, it's a mirror. And so many people are triggered by looking in this mirror and whatnot.
Facts, bro. And people are afraid to face themselves. And when you see yourself, and Kanye, you got to realize, like you said, put yourself in Kanye's shoes. I'm a Gemini. First off, Kanye, his mom transition, you know what I'm saying? One.
Yeah.
He got a divorce. He's going through a crazy marriage. Nobody told him to marry that woman, like you said, but still, he's still going through that. They playing with the man's children.
Yeah.
All his friends turned his back on him. You think Kanye give two fucks about anything right now?
He's emoting.
He's already like, yo, if I'm gonna go out, I'm a Gemini. One thing about us, if we know we going out, we know we gonna take as many people as possible. We gonna try to burn.
That's right. His people and his business dealings were going sour. Right? The Adidas and the Gap thing, right? That was the catalyst that brought him out of hiding. Because prior to that, he was beefing about homie sleeping with his wife, right? So the way that his paranoia works is that he doesn't know who's with him. He doesn't know who's against him. So the way that he's doing it, he's like, F it. I'm just spraying the whole room. Everybody got to go. And I'm sure that there's nights where he's like, damn, I probably shouldn't have, sprayed the room and whatnot. Because now I gotta, you know what I'm saying? But everybody gets sprayed and whatnot. If you don't see that man is crying out, if you don't see that that man is emoting, if you don't see that that man is intensely hurt, I don't really know what to tell you.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Because everybody's like, yo, y'all should interview him. Y'all should do this. Y'all should do that. But nobody is saying who should help him. Fuck an interview. I don't even want to interview him because he's sick right now.
Facts.
You feel me?
Yeah.
And it's not to say that the information that he's sharing is not right and exact, but look, I seen what you niggas did to Farrakhan, so I know what you're gonna do to Kanye. You forgot that one, right? The fact that Louis Farrakhan, if it were not for the small hats making all of these dudes pledge the allegiance that they wasn't gonna fuck with him like that. Niggas fuck with him, right? But they fuck with him from a distance.
Yeah.
They fuck with Farrakhan with conditions.
Yeah, in secret, behind closed doors.
Right. He does not have the type of power that he's supposed to have. He's supposed to wield a way bigger sword in the public amongst the nation of our people. But because he bumped heads with them people, niggas chose a side. And I could see it clear as day that they chose a side because they still do business with Vlad. They still do business with the labels. They like, you know what? Jerk me. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Because if y'all not jerking me, who gonna jerk me off?
Facts.
They like, fuck it. If you gonna give me a penny on $1, I'm still gonna. That's still the best show in town.
Real talk.
They have not given them an option to whereas a group of melanated businessmen have come along and said, I got $5. I could get you $5 off your dollar. These people is giving you a penny on a dollar. I could get you $5 off the dollar. So there's no opposition. Them people ain't stupid. They know that they don't got no ops.
Right.
There's no business models that's beating theirs.
Right.
That's why YouTube could give niggas 0.00001 on a dollar for every view.
That's right.
And you gotta be up in this bitch working for a check.
Yeah, facts. You got 1 million views. You get what? A couple $1,000?
Somebody say Ye is playing both sides. He's a Gemini, and I said it clearly before. He got red pilled. If you don't know what red pilled means, I'm not talking about myself. He got red pilled by Candace Owens, right? When he got red pilled by Candace Owens, he came into the quote unquote melanated, or what they call the black community or the black culture, and he red pilled you, right? He red pilled the culture, rightfully so, because at the end of the day, motherfuckers don't need to be on either side. You don't need to be claiming conservative. You don't need to be claiming liberal. You don't need to be a Democrat. You don't need to be a Republican. You don't need to be far right. You don't need to be left right. You don't need to be men going their own way. You don't need none of that shit. You need to be who the fuck you was before all of this stupid shit came along and took your ass off code.
Facts. This shit about being holistic. It's about being holy. It's not about being stuck in duality. This is what I teach.
Right.
Teach this shit.
Right.
A lot
so
of
ye will be tested. And he tested you. He tested the people's chin. And niggas was not secure in the shit that they say that they stand in. And you start moving around like tumbleweed. You blowing in the wind.
That's right.
You fickle. Niggas is fence riding because they not standing on nothing. So if you don't stand on something, you get blown in the wind, and niggas is playing with you and your time and your energy and whatnot. That's what he did. He's red pilling the people. Me and Brother Rich talked about it. We had a show with Supernova. We talked about the red pill movement. We talked about incels. Then we did another show where we was talking about the spirit cooking algorithm. And immediately after that, niggas got spirit cooked. The whole world getting spirit cooked.
We giving you the play.
Pick a side. That's not what 2022 represents. The 2 in the 2022 represents the duality, but bitch, we quantum. There is no sides. The shit is the quantum. We in a quantum universe right now. There is no sides. I tell people that I'm the owl on the branch and I'm the observer.
Woo. And look,
I call back my power.
We're going into
back my power, huh?
I said we're going into this 2023 too. So that 2023, that's that 5, that's that fist, that's that love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. So it's a whole energy we shifting into now. You was just speaking on it.
Yes, sir.
Scorpios too.
Yes, sir. You know, so during this Scorpio season of death and rebirth, right? Coming out of Libra, the scales, where the scales were being unbalanced and tipped, right? Homie was tipping the scales, right? So look forward to death and look forward to rebirth or life in this cycle and whatnot. How could you apply it personally to your mission and your walk and your life and what it is that you're doing, right? You take this quote unquote moon that we got right in front of us, that welcomed us in the beginning of this season of death and resurrection. And we utilize this to resurrect ourselves going into Sagittarius that will close out this calendar year that a lot of us want to put behind us.
Right.
Okay. Motherfuckers don't want to stay in 2022 like that.
Yeah, we survived it. And look, I tell them, I was like, 21 was for the savages, 22 is for the lords, 23 is for the nation. You know, so what you're gonna do now, the best of the best out of each tribe, out of each group, out of each school of thought is gonna form the Voltron, because our issue is identity. We have an identity crisis as a people. We have an issue of wanting to put our ego and our pride and wanting to be right before the nation, before the actual collective, and that's what's been holding us back. You know,
right? It's this individualism that's being born out of the social media era, where it's not about the collective. Motherfuckers is still about the individual. Right. They want that, you know what I mean? People is coming forward, claiming, self-anointing themselves. I'm your leader.
Right.
I'm the leader. No, nigga, if the people there, you ain't get elected.
They elect themselves, bro. Like
niggas is niggas put out their own flyer and they elect I'm the leader. And like Bobby Hemmett told us, that's not Aquarian, my nigga. Hold on. Voice
change. That's not Aquarian. You thought I was feeling you? That's not Aquarian. Not at all. No, you your own leader, my nigga.
Thanks.
You be your own leader. We don't need no fucking leader.
That part.
We don't need no leader, niggas. The queen is dead. We don't need no monarchs. We don't need no queens. We don't need no kings. We don't need no leaders. We don't need none of that. We need people that are setting examples and whatnot. We need catalysts for change.
Right.
So Ye got on the cross. He sacrificed. And like Blue Pill said, he was a good sacrifice.
Yeah.
What can you draw from that though? If I'm talking to the people. He got on the cross. He's on, don't make no mistake about it. He's on the motherfucking cross. They just came out with a rendition of Christ. That nigga looked like he got his ass whooped and whatnot. That's what Ye is on the cross right now. He's on the cross to the point where he put it out there that he's willing to lose the husk. He's willing to give up the flesh in order for the quote unquote, for whatever he said that he stands for. He is a walking sacrifice.
That's right.
So with that being said, what are people going to draw from that? I'm talking to the truth seekers. I'm talking about the soothsayers. I'm talking about those that are on this road to perdition and a walk and whatnot. What can you take from his demonstration, and how can you utilize that to empower you and yours, right? Rather than take your energy and try to point out his inconsistencies and his quote unquote contradictions, because he's full of it. But everybody's full of it.
That's
the
right.
fucking culture is full of it, huh? The rappers, none of these rap, and once again, what did the entertainers show you? They are not to be trusted. They not gonna pull up. They gonna pull up when the shit sounds good and when it looks good and when it's advantageous. They're the biggest opportunistic people on the planet. I don't blame them, right? Because that's what they've been groomed to do. But when the fucking fire turns up, when the going gets tough, my nigga, they're not gonna show up.
They're out of here.
They showed you that with the Jabberwocky. No, motherfuckers is not. We not even holding them responsible, right, for the shit that they went out there and did.
Pushing poison, death dealing,
pushing P on the people. They should be late. They should be with Young Thug and Pun Gunner. God damn it, niggas need a Rico. They be out there racketeering. These niggas was pushing P.
For real. Real talk. That's the hypocrisy.
They should be in the feds. All these niggas should,
they should all be in jail, bro.
They should be, give them the Rico, my nigga. Free the slime, my nigga. How they got the slime for 50 bodies when these niggas got 50 bodies too?
No, they gonna have way more than that, because we don't even know the effects of any of this stuff. Like,
it's called sudden adult death syndrome. SAD syndrome is shit going crazy out here. They got these athletes, they jogging, Sir Bay. They out here jogging and dropping.
Yeah, man.
They at practice dropping. They online buying an Arby's hamburger, my nigga, dropping.
And look, my thing is, there goes the cognitive dissonance, because people still can't put two and two together to this day. Like, people are saying, like, they're showing, like on Twitter, they'll show somebody, yo, I'm triple this, quadruple this, get it. 6-8 months later, they're in a hospital. Unfortunately, they pass away. And there's people still arguing, like, nah, it's this, it was that, it was this. Is like, yo, that's the cognitive dissonance. It's seeing the truth right in front of you, but not wanting to accept it for what it is. Because once you accept it, you yourself still have to take that accountability. And again, most people are scared to look at themselves in the mirror. So what society is showing you is a mockery of yourself.
Right. And what they'll do is they'll look for any out, right?
Yeah.
Like how a rat will wiggle itself out of the corner and whatnot. They're looking for, so the minute he says something that they think is flawed, that's their out. But he said George Floyd, but he said white lives matter, but he said, that's the out, instead of saying, you know what? I'm going to take this information, I'm going to take this download, and I'm going to utilize this shit, and I'm going to do the knowledge on it.
That's right.
I'm going to assess where we are as a people in a culture based off of the information that I'm receiving, because what nobody is hearkening on is the fact that he spoke about information over money, right? Information as the true currency, not information per se, intellect or intel, data. So he got up there and he was giving out a lot of data, a lot of intel. And the intel is the fact that he's giving you names or he's giving you scenarios, and it's up to the researchers amongst us to go ahead and dig a little bit deeper.
That's right.
Motherfuckers be wanting somebody to go on a podcast and give them the keys to the universe, but he didn't say this and he didn't say that. God damn.
Right. Exactly. They want you to do the homework for them. Look at
damn.
Judge you, not let you judge them. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, bro, you know, with the whole situation, bro, you know, with our people at this point in time, like you said earlier, this is a reflection. This is an introspective time where you should really be looking at yourself. Because once you point your finger, there's 3 fingers pointed back at you. Everybody's hand is dirty. You know, this game of life that we're living and we're playing and we're living. Nobody gave us the rules to this game until after we started playing this shit.
Right.
So we have to have grace with each other. You know, we're so hard on each other. We don't got no slack. And that's the thing. It's the flip side. It's like, yo, your opposition can do all this stuff, mock you, kill you. But as soon as somebody step on your shoe or look at you wrong or have an argument, you ready to take them out. You ready to kill your own people. And it's like, at this point, the line is in the sand. There is no choosing no side. You have to understand that you are not to be, as a human, as an electromagnetic being, you do not want to be stuck in duality. Because you need the yin and the yang to make the circle. People talk about being holy in religious institutions. It's really about being holistic. Being holy is all aspects of yourself: the light, the dark, the good, the bad, the beautiful, the indifferent, the agreeable, the disagreeable, and merging it as an alchemist so you can embody a holistic being.
That's what Scorpio is about, right? And that's exactly what Scorpio is about. You know, the divine dark and the divine light.
Yes.
I can't get through the light until I go through the dark, my niggas.
Trying to tell you, niggas don't understand it, bro. It's like
you was in the darkness. You was in triple darkness in your mama's womb. You wasn't in a light show.
It's dark.
You was in a tunnel. You was in triple dark. You was in a fucking cave, my nigga. You was in a black hole. And then you was birthed into the light. Or what they call this matrix and whatnot. You was birthed into this reality, this 2D reality. So here you are.
That's right.
So we got work to do, and the work is working. So I want to share with the family some good news that we have. If y'all not familiar with Sir BEY, I'm just going to give you some insight. This brother was the brother who brought us down to Richmond, Virginia. You know what I'm saying? When we kicked off the Facts Initiative 2022 campaign, this brother stepped up, you know, as a leader in his community, and he showed improved in his actions, not just in his talk, in his actions, because we were talking about jump-starting the Facts Initiative, and he did what a lot of brothers and sisters won't do, and that's to follow up and stand tall on the shit that they say.
Right.
You know how many promoters promised me that they was going to bring us to the Carolinas, they was going to bring us to Florida, they was going to bring us, they got me feeling like a thought. Just be like, you gonna get flued out, man. Just you know what I mean? Send me some nipples, send me a nude and whatnot. You know what I mean? Like niggas be thotting us out, talking about what they gonna do, and they don't do it. And I'm like, yo, y'all holding up progress to the nation.
Facts.
How dare you play with us like that? How dare you play with this movement? That when I see shit like that, I'm like, that nigga's not dealing with consciousness. You know, they not about that life. They not living this shit. Because if you live in it, you not gonna play with us. You're not gonna play with your city. You're not gonna just play games like that. You won't even open your mouth unless you serious about the fuck you say that you serious about. How dare you do some bird shit like that?
Right.
So after dealing with a lot of that shit, this good brother right here was like, yo, we gonna do Richmond, Virginia. My city, my state needs this.
Yes, man.
And then he sent, you know what I mean? He put the motherfucking because you vote with your dollar in my world, in my multiverse.
Facts.
You vote with your dollar, my nigga, because I done heard it all. You know what I'm talking about? We could do a whole 3-hour show on all of the shit the Moors told me that they was gonna do throughout the years. All of the shit that the Kemites told me. I had a nigga come back and say, yo, Red, we was in Kemet. I put a down payment on the pyramid.
Hey, bro, the next great moon, we
Niggas
gonna
was like,
crush
they
it.
put a down payment on the pyramid. And I, you know, I was looking at them. They had mascara on their face, right? That's the hint. Niggas was wearing mascara on their face. I'm looking at the mascara running down this nigga's face like, fam, do you expect me to believe some stupid shit like that? That's when I knew that it was that's when I knew niggas was smoking the shit that they was selling.
Don't get high on your own supply, man.
But Sir BEY not only said that he was gonna bring us out there, but he made it happen. And not only did he make it happen, he made it a motherfucking movie. He made it a movie. So now the show is end for the family real quick. Hold on.
More fire.
There goes Sir BEY right here.
Found out the hacks, put it in Facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this show on our back. Facts. We in your city, pull up where we at. Facts.
And that's facts though, I talk factos. Ask J Babe, I go Astro. Floating focused on my cash flow. We plant star seeds to make the grass grow. I'm a real floater, I do what I wanna.
I'm a real floater, I do what I wanna, nigga. Yeah, sleep, yeah. Yeah, sit with that right there. You know what I'm saying? Let that shit marinate.
They said you was asking who had the best verse. I'm not even gonna hold you, bro.
We're not gonna do that.
No, you had the best verse, bro. I ain't even gonna hold you. You had the best verse.
Nah, we all had the best verse. We're not gonna do that.
We did, but you snapped, bro.
You heard that? We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. We all came together and formed Voltron. That's a Voltron track. That's like protect your neck for this era right there.
Yeah, real talk.
But the brother right here, he's floating on tracks. He rolled out the purple carpet for everybody that came out. It was a lot of us, a lot of personalities. That's not easy to do when you're dealing with different personalities, red, blue, sauce, black light, different people. So the brother was able to hold up the standards, right? And because of that, we were able to forge, right, a network of young black men and women who are working for the betterment of their people with this Facts initiative that stands for food, art, clothing, technology, and shelter.
That's right.
So in the spirit of that, right, because when something is good, you keep it going. So in the spirit of that, we are going to announce to the family tonight, our next stop on this tour. And I'm gonna throw the flyer up right here, and I'm gonna let you go in and let the family know what it is that we finna be doing.
Oh, here we go. Hey, look,
Carolinas.
This one is special for me because this is my home state, the Carolinas. You know, I'm from Wilmington, North Carolina. Shout out, salute, Port City. Man, you know, as you know, like you just said, Brother Red. Brother Red started the Facts Initiative with Brother Blue. It actually, you know, kicked off in Norfolk and Richmond in 2017. And I actually met with Blue. You know, congratulations to that, man. Salute
you
to
was
that.
there for that, right?
Yeah. That's when I actually met you and Blue for the first time. So
Right. That's beautiful, man.
I'm like, man, this is Norfolk. You know what I'm saying? Y'all had like such a diverse crowd, young, you know, elderly people. Yo, I make this a tour, bro. This is something that we got to take across the country. So, you know, at first I was trying to partner up, like you said, I was trying to partner up with other people too, and they was holding me up. So I was like, bro, I'm just gonna do. I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna put this shit on my back. So I was like, yo, because ultimately it's about holding up that standard. There's too much information. There are too many master teachers. There are too many legacies. There's too much culture and rites of passage that have been passed on, and we would do a disservice to fumble the rock. So, you know, you guys are not called red pill and blue pill or red pillar and blue pillar for no reason. There's no coincidences in this universe. So, you know, you guys are the true pillars of the culture and of the community. And not only are we waking people up, we're coding people. You know what I'm saying? We're decoding, we're programming, we're helping people get back to their 0 point to realize who they are. So this Facts Initiative is food, art, clothing, technology, shelter, where we come to your city, we highlight you, your talent, your community. We help connect dots. This is for networking. And of course, we have the master teachers, the master pillars, red and blue pill. We're starting Friday in Charlotte, North Carolina. This is a 3-day takeover for the strong end. So we're gonna be there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The main event is this November 25th, Facts Friday. We're gonna have the lecture. We're gonna have performances, vending, food, all that good stuff.
Real quick,
fire.
instead of Black Friday, y'all, we doing Facts Friday. All right. We not running to buy no fucking TVs on sale either. But what we are doing is we're highlighting the quote unquote vendors or small business. I hate the word vendors, small businesses,
yes,
startups, and independent entrepreneurs. We're giving them the opportunity. Those of you that live in the Carolinas or wherever you live, it don't matter, because we coming to do business and whatnot and break bread and be amongst our people who don't celebrate Black Friday, Thanksgiving, and whatnot. We celebrate Thanksgiving. We celebrate Thanksgiving. That's the energy that we moving with. Thanksgiving. You know what I'm talking about? Every rising, when we open up our eyes, it's Thanksgiving. Thank you for living. So we're going to be doing Facts Friday in the Carolinas, Queen City to be exact. You know what I'm talking about? But go ahead.
Queen City, yo. And like you said, this is for small business owners, startups. This is about tech. This is for the youth. All ages are welcome. So look, right now, we got pre-sale tickets on sale right now. We probably need to put the link in the chat. I'm going to do that.
Thank you for that. The link is in the description of the video, but we're going to put it in the chat. I'll drop it in the chat. I got you, King.
All right, cool.
About it.
We got early bird or pre-sale tickets on sale right now. So if you're in the Carolinas, Georgia, Virginia, yo, come through November 25th, Facts Friday, not Black Friday, Facts Friday. You get your early bird pre-sale tickets now on sale for $33. That's till November the 1st. Now, after November the 1st, the pre-sale is over. We're going to regular admission price. So just keep that in mind. So now's the best time to get your ticket if you're in the Carolinas or the surrounding areas. If you're looking to perform or know any talent, spoken word artists, conscious artists, actual artists who make art, yo, plug us in. You can DM me on Instagram at Sir BEY, or you can email us at thefactsfamily@gmail.com. Thefactsfamily@gmail.com. It's gonna be a special event. We got Sauce God performing. He's been taking off, man, with his music, and we got this new compilation coming out. So it's a lot going on. Saturday, Sunday, we got some more events. So we're going to break it down piece by piece. But for right now, Facts Friday, Charlotte, North Carolina, Queen City. We in the building. Pull up.
Hold on. The next day, we got a meet and greet. You know what I mean? That's on a Saturday, November the 26th at Roy's Kitchen. That's gonna be a meet and greet, free. We will have merch in the building, and we got VIP passes, which is gonna be like a swag bag. So the swag bag, the merch will have you VIP. You're gonna get something from everybody that's in the collective and whatnot, and we're gonna enjoy ourselves. We're gonna have fun. You know what I mean? We're here to celebrate life, living, right? We're gonna be performing that motherfucking hit right here.
The food, the art, the gold. We put this show on the road. The Vatican getting exposed. You better stay on your toes. Repo, till in the land, focus on the ego. Open my heart, let go of the ego. Ran out the grid, I'm stacking up these zeros.
I look forward to meeting y'all. You know what I mean? It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you. I look forward to meeting y'all. I've said it before. When we get to meet the people, that's a plus for us, because a lot of the people already met us, but we haven't met them. So, this is going to be monumental. A whole strong end will be out there making monumental moves. Of course, merch on deck, information on deck. It's a full presentation. We look forward to signing up individuals from the Carolinas to the initiative. We have a 30,000 member goal for 2024. We're going to be campaigning not next to Ye, but in the same vein as your boy. You know what I'm talking about? We're going to be campaigning state to state. And right now we are touching the South. and we tapping in. You know, I'm talking about with our people who you know, who call for us to tap in.
Right. Right. A lot of times, you know, the people that you need are in your city. There's like 6 degrees of separation. It's like you know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who's doing exactly what you need or what you're looking for. You know, and a lot of times we don't have social clubs because we already know the conditions of these buildings and these people who own these buildings and how they got it. So a lot of times they don't like when we come together and build. But back in the day, when you go back and look at our ancestors, that's one thing that we always did. We went to social clubs. We put our plans on the table, our ideas on the table, and we move. You know what I'm saying? It's not about putting your ideas out there in the public, telling everybody your moves before you make them. Nah, you get with some real people who's making moves, who got integrity, who got a value, a moral system, and a system that works, and you move. And before you know it, you keep working your move. You're gonna be running shit, and that's what's going on, man. It's boss up or get bossed around season. We're not making excuses no more. We're not sitting back whining, pointing fingers, blaming people. We all been handed the short end of the stick. We can sit around making excuses, or we can boss up. That's it. That's it.
Right. Destiny said at some point we need some facts merch. Let me get a Scully or something. We got you, sis. Yeah, you gonna wait till you see what we cooking up. Wait till you see what The Rock is cooking. You saw Black Adam?
Not yet. I can't wait to see. I'm gonna see it.
The Rock is acting up, my nigga.
No, I heard that one is hard. I heard
he out there cooking. The Rock is acting up.
Look, Black Adam. You got Black Panther. You got Nas coming out with KD3.
Yeah. I seen Ant-Man commercial.
Ant-Man,
Kang the Conqueror. That's in February. Kang is gonna come through and wreck shit. You know what I mean? But yeah, we coming with it. You know what I'm saying? We coming with it.
I'm excited. Yo, get your tickets now, because people always say I didn't know. We telling you now. We looking out. This is the pre-sale price, $33. That ends November 1st, and this is a 3-day event. Because we're also going to be in Greensboro, North Carolina, that Sunday, which is November 27th. We got more details on that. It's going to be an outside event, but we'll have details for that. For those who are interested in attending all 3 events, email us at thefactsfamily@gmail.com, and we can work out a package deal for you to do all 3 events. The 2 events in Charlotte and the last one in Greensboro, North Carolina.
Right. Thefactsfamily@gmail. Yeah, somebody said Creed 3.
Yup.
Creed 3 is coming. That shit look lit.
Yup.
He fighting Kang.
Bro, on God, I got the Creed socks on right now, bro. Hold up.
Got the Creed sock. Look at you. This nigga got Creed. He committed. He got Creed socks.
Playing with me.
You know what I'm saying? Adonis, right?
Yeah, Adonis. That's
they gave him that name after Drake's son or before?
No, that was before.
Okay.
Yeah, because Michael B. Jordan, he wrote this and directed this one. I think he directed. I don't know if he wrote it, but he probably wrote it.
Yeah, he directed it. Yeah. He's fighting Kang the Conqueror. Shout out to KT the Arch Degree. My younger brother KT did a dope ass decoding this strong in King versus Kang. He laid this shit all out. Yeah, he did a dope because he broke down Black Adam. Then he got into Creed 3. You know what I mean? Because remember, Killmonger's coming back too.
Facts.
Killmonger, Killmonger will be back in the Black Panther. Avatar's coming out as well.
Yep.
So this lineup for the 4th quarter, ye are gods, my nigga. The lineup for the 4th quarter. Black Adam set it off. You talking about a black man, a black father, right?
Right.
A black father, right? Because the storyline in the movie is that his son got sacrificed and gave him the power. He went to sleep for 5,000 years, an anti-hero. Yeah, right. Superman is back as well in all black. Superman is back. They setting up the Black Adam versus Superman movie and whatnot. You feel me? But we dealing with some powerful energy. The balance is definitely, because a lot of people is pointing out, the Woman King and Black Panther is going to be dealing with the matriarch. Rightfully so.
Mm-hmm.
Rightfully so. I don't feel no threats. You know what I mean? I'm like, Ashe, my niggas, let it come. You know what I mean? But we dealing with balance. There's some real positive, strong images of black men and women.
Yup.
Yeah, I'm talking about black men and women out there, and we're gonna see what comes out of all of that. You know, we're gonna see what comes out of all of that. I remember building on the anti-hero in one of the builds that we had. I believe it was a Melanin Monday months ago.
Right.
And you know, I was like, I identify more with the anti-hero in all scenarios than I do with the hero. Maybe I've been conditioned like that through my programming of childhood television. Like BA Baracus was my nigga, the whole
Yeah,
18.
that's my guy.
You know what I'm talking about? Like, you know, I was one of them dudes. I was rooting for the not the bad guy. I was rooting for the anti-hero.
Right.
You know, and
the good guy that you don't like, the you know what I mean? Like Hancock was kind of like that. Like
right. Hancock kind of like set it off in a sense, like for this, you know, for this modern era, Hancock was the first black superhero that we saw that was full anti-hero. He was more of a clownish anti-hero,
right?
But he did give you the archetype of what it is that the anti-hero represented. Hip-hop, right, in its purest expression, is a culture of anti-heroes. Those are not heroes, right? Those are anti-heroes. Kanye West, even though he's the villain in some circumstances, he's painted as the anti-hero. I think it was Batman and the Joker. I believe it was the Joker movie with Christopher Nolan directed. I could be wrong. If I am, somebody correct me. But it was a point in the movie. There was a dialogue where he said, if the hero sticks around long enough, he'll eventually become the villain.
That's a fact. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So, you know,
facts.
Yeah. You know, that has a profound, that shit resonated with me profoundly because I've seen many heroes stick around and become the villain. Bill Cosby.
Yeah, man.
You know, especially in Hollywood or Hollyweird and whatnot. You know, if they don't knock you off like they knocked off Prince, Michael Jackson, and James Brown, they'll vilify you.
Hell yeah.
That was the whole Me Too movement. You know what I'm talking about? Kells went from a hero to a villain.
Like that
Overnight.
Yep.
You know, they've been able to do that with the media machine.
Yep.
Because if you know, you can't fight the barrage of stories that they got coming out on you. You know what I mean? I'm this Kanye shit or this Ye shit is showing me again when that machine gets fired up, their power.
They shoot. They bust.
Yeah, they shooting from all angles.
You know what's crazy? It's the discernment of the people. The average person has no critical thought, has no cross-reference. They don't do cross-references. They're not critically thinking. They're not independent thinkers. They're just running with the headline and the story as is and passing it to the next person. Now, it's dangerous now, but imagine how dangerous that's going to be when you can't distinguish the difference between virtual reality and real reality. You can't distinguish the difference between a drone and a robot and a human. You can't distinguish if a person really did something on camera or CGI made. So look at where we're going as a society where the court of public opinion will persecute you. And a lot of times, like they say, believe on nothing you hear and half of what you see. It's really less than that.
Yeah, I mean, we live in some very interesting times. We identify that as hyper reality. We live in a day and age of hyper reality. 2021 will go down as the year of artificial intelligence. This is the year that AI has shown that it's become sentient, right? With the AI programs that are out there that are making art, it's showing you that this is beyond deep fakes at this point. The AI is doing Picassos.
Hell yeah.
So imagine where we're going to be in 3 to 4 years. They have AI. There's an article that came out that said AI is the biggest threat to the music industry because now you can make AI music generated art. And I'm not talking about when they signed the art. Remember when they signed the AI rapper?
Right.
Which was like it looked like it could be in the metaverse. I'm not even referring to that. I'm referring to they're making AI generated songs. So they could make a straight up song, a drill song. They could make trap. They could make backpack.
Hey, bro, that's like 3D printing for music. That's like 3D printing for songs.
Oh, that's definitely what it is. You know, they 3D printing switches and whatnot. They 3D printing GATs. Yeah, so they're 3D. So now, what's at stake though is the ingenuity of a nigga with a dope pen.
That's right.
So for the children who are coming behind us, for them to even be considered in the industry or in this music business, their pen has to be past artificial learning. Their pen got to be, I'm talking about on Nas levels, on Nas on steroids.
Facts. That's crazy.
Even though, you know, the scenario is that it may help people step up their pen game.
Right.
But
look at it. Yeah.
We're on a new frontier right now where the machine learning, they've been machine learning for about a decade. At this point, the machine has learned. And this shit is, you know what I mean?
Right.
Let's not even talk about automated jobs like the Tesla truck that drives itself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? The Arby's hamburger that makes itself. They got they got AI and Wendy's, my nigga.
They got AI. They got AI actors. Even Hollywood. Even if you're an actor in Hollywood, you're done. Like they're about to replace with like digital CG.
Yes.
Where if you're smart, you can license your image one time, but they can use you in any movie.
Anything, right? I was looking at a Balenciaga fashion show, and it was all AI and deep fake. They put a nigga face on all the models.
Right.
And when I was looking at it, I could not tell. I mean, it was a man. I'm like, damn, these are trannies?
You can't tell. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
On purpose. Like, look at, speaking of Kanye, right? So Kanye got like a new documentary or something, like a 15-20 minute documentary on YouTube, right?
Right.
And in the beginning, it's like a video game, right?
Right. Like Grand Theft Auto, the way that they lined it up, but you can't differentiate. Right.
He did it on purpose. And what he did is, you could tell he did both. He mixed the real with the fake. So you can't tell, you can't distinguish.
Hyper reality. Right? I want y'all to look that up, y'all. We're going to be dealing with that in Ye Are Gods. Hyper reality. That is the world that we are living in right now. It's going to be extra hard to differentiate what is real and what is not.
Right. Facts.
I feel like this whole Ye shit is a catalyst, right? Because them people, them small hats in Hollywood and them other, after this situation, my nigga,
yeah,
I mean, checking all your temperature. If they got you contracted to them, they are gonna be taking blood tests. They taking your temperature. They're gonna want to know. You know what I mean? They're gonna want to know who are the defiant ones.
Yeah.
Who's not down with this program?
Yup.
Who do we got to get rid of? Matter of fact, let's just start bringing in the AI, because these niggas right here are expendable. Because it's the same thing like in New York. They giving immigrants, illegal immigrants, housing.
Yep.
They're giving them Xboxes. They bust them in. There's 50,000 homeless people in New York City, right? They jump over them and they put the immigrants, the illegal immigrants, because what happened was, you know, they got this little this bipartisan shit going on with the Republican states, the red states, and the blue states.
Right.
So the motherfuckers crossed over in Texas. They put them on a bus, then they drive them to New York and dump them there.
That's right.
But ultimately, what's also happening is that these are becoming the new buffers, right? Or the buffer races, because niggas have woken up, right? They say black people are underneath woke culture. Woke culture translates to these niggas are now asking questions.
That's right. That's right.
They don't want to vote democratic. They got their own minds. They're woke. So woke is like, you know, that's knocking on the door of consciousness.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So now they need a buffer race of people who are not going to ask questions, of people who are not going to ask for reparations, of people who are not going to be hip. They have not figured out how this system works. So they got to get rid. They did that when they brought in the Jamaicans back in the days, like in the 50s and the 60s, and then the Jamaicans wound up cutting our people were going on strike in the medical profession. They were like, fuck that. We need more money. We need more benefits. They was like, fuck it. Bring the Jamaicans in and they're going to accept less money with no benefits.
Yeah.
And then when the Jamaicans or the people from the islands or the Caribbean started getting hip, they brought the Africans in.
Yep.
Then when the Africans started getting hit, they brought the Arabs in. Then when the Arabs started getting hit, they brought the fucking refugees. Oh, you niggas is in a war-torn Syrian, Afghanistan refugees, right? You happy to be here, so you're not gonna ruffle no feathers.
Yep.
So the buffers are what we're seeing in all aspects or corridors of life, to the point they're gonna start filling in real clones. Now they got digital clones.
Hell yeah.
Right? Now they got digital clones. They able to clone niggas digitally. They could make a deep fake. They could make you a digital twin.
Yep.
But we do know that they got real life clone technology. They actually got a movie coming out. Did you see the trailer to that? Black people is in it. Ooh, it's like a black exploitation, and they dealing with clones.
What?
Yeah, this shit gonna be deep. You know, they're finally gonna touch on that. This is some. It's a black movie dealing with fucking clones. Who knows the title of that? Drop that in the thingamajig.
But I'm saying, like, it's people on Instagram and social media right now talking to a fake red pill page, talking to a
I'm glad you mentioned that, because that as well. Remember 2021, 2022, right? The name of the movie is called They Clone Tyrone. Right? So yes, they said that there's more higher percentage of cloned accounts on Instagram. And then we saw with the Elon Musk buying Twitter, he found out that there's more bots than human beings on Twitter, right?
Yep.
So the whole conspiracy of the cloned accounts, right? 19 Keys has 1,000 cloned accounts. That is a fact. I blocked 1,000 of his cloned accounts, my nigga. I shit you not. Every day I block like 3 of his accounts. I might have blocked his account, the real account.
I get followed by like a fake Ben X account every other day. Like,
oh, there was a flood of Ben X's, Derek Graces, and I'm like, that's not just Nigeria. They got too much shit going on in Nigeria for these niggas, because they be knowing who to get.
Yeah, exactly.
Like how they know got shit, and they cloning the shit out of them. Thank you for the cash app. They cloning the crap out of them. So it is attack of the clones. But I said that the interesting thing and the spiritual implications about what you see going on with bot clone us is that people in real life are cloning us as well. Ooh. So case in point, here's a scenario. A nigga come around red pill for 3 days and then break off and go into his small circle, and he's pill to his circle.
Yep, exactly. Yep.
A nigga be around Dr. Sebi. He go to the resort to get help with herpes. Dr. Sebi cures him. This nigga go home. He's Dr. Sebi in his home. Yo, I got the cure for herpes, right? So we was getting cloned in real life. Woo. And then that shit transferred into the AI situation where niggas is like, yo, red pill is gonna give you a reading. My niggas, I don't do readings. I don't even read, nigga. I never finished the book, nigga. I'm Dr. Sebi. You know what I'm saying? Hold on.
I don't even read, niggas.
I don't even read, niggas. I don't even read, niggas. That's not me. That's not me. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to read your palms. Ladies, niggas are trying to take you on Tinder dates. That wasn't me. That was the clone.
Niggas is trying to get action and whatnot in my name. Yo, what's up, man? I'm Wet Pill. I want to do something with you. I've been feeling you. I think you're money. You know what I'm saying? Y'all letting niggas fly you out to Nairobi, Kenya. That's not me, ma. That ain't me.
Yo, it's
don't get booked. You're getting catfish.
First off, for the audience, for the people, like first off, always look at the lines, look at the periods, look at the lines. They always gonna put an extra period somewhere, an extra line,
3 hyphens,
one letter, like.
But you don't, you know what I'm saying? You see a nigga following you that got some motion, you not looking at all of that. You like, oh shit. And then he slide right into the DMs. You like, uh-oh.
Oh, touchdown. Then they get flued out to Atlanta. I'm about to go to the Royal Chamber. And these niggas like, let me go ahead and get my hair did.
Man, I ain't messing with Red tonight, man.
We got some action. Hold on, touchdown. Nigga Red is in my DMs.
And then he gonna hit you with the he gonna be like, yo, send me 500 and I'm gonna pay for the room and the flight, and then I got you my cash out.
Be like, yo, the money is slow. You know what I'm saying? Products is on hold. You know, just send me about a stack. I'm gonna line everything up. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna fly you out right before the Facts Initiative. We're gonna take care of business. Take care of it. Do you want a massage? Do you know I got Reiki in me? You know, real talk. I'm level 2 Reiki, ma. Send the bread. Hit the Venmo. And y'all falling for that.
Like, y'all falling for the fuckery. So niggas is out here cloning niggas. You know what I'm saying? And y'all going, how, Sway? You wasn't even spending with me. Motherfuckers was like, yo, I spent $1,000 with you. I'm like, fam, you never spent $1 with me. When did you feel the need to spend 1,000?
But you know what? It's not all the way they fault, because it takes the education. Because first off, it's generational. Because look, my age, I'm 40 years young, right?
Yeah.
I remember no social media. I remember no cell phones. And then like it gradually just leveled up. So fortunately, we got to level up and gradually grow through each era, through each level. The younger generations, they just thrown into a paradigm where now the technology is just advanced. And they don't know.
Like everything is, it's just handed to you.
Right.
So DM culture.
Right. So it's like a lot of the social skills, a lot of that, the rites of I call it those rites of passage, but those social skills, they weren't developed and cultivated to allow you that keenness to be able to pierce through the illusion in the fog and be able to move out here.
Or the discernment.
That too.
To be like, yo, that don't feel real.
Right. Like it's
you didn't feel like that's the homie. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just don't feel right.
Right.
People is like, oh, they going off of impulse buyers, right? So people know that we're in the attention economy, and they're cloning these popular names and whatnot, people who are considered to be, macro influencers. You become a macro influencer with 100,000. But even micro influencers, it don't matter about how many followers you got. Influencer. You know what I mean? People are gonna react to shit like that. So we're dealing with them, the scammers or the clones. They know the psychology of the follower, right? And they know that the follower will do, they'll do something if approached. They, you know what I mean? They're playing the ratio game. I'm gonna holler at 100 people and I'm gonna book 10 of them.
That's right. And they won. That's all
I'm gonna book 10 of them. They fishing. Right. I got booked. I try to call Cash App like, yo, fam, that's how I found out about fishing with a PH. I'm like, God damn it, can I get that 500 back? They was like, who did you give it to? I'm like, nigga, it was a cloned account. There's like, yeah, there's nothing that we could do for you, because at the end of the day, you could be sitting around with your broke ass friends and be sending money to them and then calling us up, get reimbursed by us. Yep. And nigga, we a part of y'all scam now. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stop fucking with y'all, but I respect it.
Yeah.
I respect it.
Hustle, bro. This the scam era. You know what I'm saying? Like shout out to Money Man. My whole thing with the scammers is this. I got one principle when it comes to scamming. If you gonna scam these corrupt corporations, scam these companies that it don't hurt. Don't scam people. Don't scam the good people that, the good, hard-working, earnest people, like, that's really going to affect them. You know what I mean? That's the only thing with me. Because at the end of the day, fraud, negates fraud. This whole system damn near corrupt. So it's like,
oh shit, de facto, but
yeah,
that shit hurts, bro. I unfollowed. It was a woman who used to be my manager. Who I got booked by her fake page. I unfollowed her. I was like, I'm mad at you, bitch. Like, fuck out of here. I don't even want to talk to you no more. Like,
you can't be mad at me.
I was like, fuck out of here. I got booked because I felt like I got booked because I trusted her.
Yeah.
So I have to get rid of her so I don't have to go through that again. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, shit,
You know what I mean? Like, you tested my faith. You know what I'm saying? Like, I shouldn't have loved you that much. You get the fuck out of here.
Yo.
I mean, so I can imagine when people get booked by me, if they get booked by a dummy account, they get mad at me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, shit. Oh, it's 11:11.
I say. Gratitude.
Yes, gratitude. Thanks living. You know what I'm saying? I call back my power. I call back my energy. I call back my strength. I call back my light, my chi, my courage. Everything that was taken, I call it back. You know what I mean? And I dispel my fears. You feel me? I cast it away.
That part. And that part.
And that part. So let's get it right. You know what I mean? You know, today is like Glorilla said, nigga, tomorrow's a better day. Right. You thought I was. I need the Glorilla voice. Hold on.
You got it? Yeah.
Give me a Glorilla ball.
I like Glorilla. I like her. I like her energy.
I like her voice.
Yeah, nigga said she rap like 50. Like she sound like 50. Yeah, I like her energy though. She authentic. That's the thing. Authenticity is where it is now, yo. It's just like be yourself. But like I always say, like we say in a new song, in order to be yourself, you gotta know yourself. You know what I'm saying? So like you gotta really get to know who you are, man. And that's why I love what you said about Scorpio season, about isolation and being lonely, but not like being isolated, but not being lonely. Like you need me time to your individual time so you can be healthy in the collective. We gotta show up for each other out here. We all gotta cultivate our energy so we can show up for each other out here because we're gonna need each other. You know, we done lost.
We gonna really need each other, y'all. Like, and that's not on some needy shit. Like, but we all we got.
That part.
Like we understood that in the beginning of the Jabberwocky when we defeated that shit, and everybody was like, you know, we unsullied and whatnot, and you know, and then we kind of like let the same people back into our lives that was shitting on us. You know what I mean? We let them back in. We forgave them. We, you know, some of us with, you know what I mean? Some of us lent them money. Hey, can I get a few dollars? And he's like, I thought I wasn't invited to Thanksgiving last year because I ain't get but anyway, you know what I'm saying? Boom. And we let them back in. We give them, you know, entry into our personal special ass space. Yeah. And then here they come again, you know what I mean? Letting you know that they still they in the house arguing with you about yay and other stupid shit.
Yep.
So it's like
it's programming.
It's still programming, and then it's like we all we got. But then once again, your trust is being tested because of the clone accounts. You don't even know who's fucking real anymore. You know what I mean? You don't even know if it's real. You don't even know if you have a real connection with a real person anymore because this AI shit done took over. So it's like we in a weird place.
It's weird.
That's why this was important. That's why this was important. Facts. Physical meetup, right? We was on the mountain. Physical.
Okay, so the food, the art, the clothes. We put this on the road. The Vatican.
We doing this again. I don't know the date. I can't give it to you right now, but it's gonna be soon. But coming together physically, where people could touch each other and see each other and get the fuck off of these phones. We got to put these phones down. Let's make that our New Year's resolution. Less fucking smartphones and more smart people.
Yeah, that part.
Put break that digital what do they call that? Break that digital addiction that we got to these devices, because these devices are feeding our vices and whatnot. You know what I mean? These supercomputers in our pocket, motherfuckers ain't using it for its right purpose. You know what I mean? Because if everybody was using supercomputers for what the fuck that they really are intended to be, we would really be in a better place and whatnot. But these supercomputers are double fold. You know what I mean? It's trap doors all in this shit. So motherfuckers is falling through these traps. You know what I'm saying? But the physical aspect of flesh pressing flesh, people actually seeing human beings and whatnot, interacting, being in rooms where there's real people, not bots, not AI, not deep fake, not catfishes and shit like that. Shit like that is driving us crazy. Shit like that is fucking with our mental health. Shit like that is pulling on our sanity. We're in a hyper realism type of environment and whatnot. It's a lot of fake shit going on. You know what I mean? And it also translates into the real world. Some fake shit going on in the real world as well.
Hell yeah.
You feel me? There's some fake shit going on in the real world as well. That's why a lot of people ran to the avatar and to the metaverse and to this digital matrix and whatnot. Because they like, at least I know that I'm in the fucking fake world over here. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Escapism factor.
Yeah, but the need to gather and the need to network and the need for human beings to socialize and meet each other and be around each other, that is very important, is of the utmost importance.
Vital.
That's why we're doing these gatherings and these events and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? Because we need that.
Facts. That human contact, because that's a lot of that human connection is what was been missing, after the the quarantines and all that stuff was over, the pandemic skin.
Right.
And that connection with each other is like, how are we gonna appear and show up for each other in this new energy? And you can see, it's kind of a free for all right now. It's kind of all over the place. It's really a toss up in the air to see what sticks for a lot of people. But for those of us who have been grounded, who have been doing the work, who broke out the matrix a long time ago, you know what I'm saying? Like, this shit is another day at the office for us. You know what I'm saying? It always reminds me of the Matrix scene where my man is in the ship and he's just like, he's used to this. You know what I'm saying? We're used to it. At this point, it's time for us to be the bridge. So, with the Facts Initiative, we're going to every city. We're going to every energetic center, every ley line. Your city is your, every sound, like, we're coming there because there's talent. There are prophets. There are gifted starseeds and rainbows and elders all over the place. But it's going to take the right community with the right integrity and the right infrastructure. And that's what we're doing right now. We got the best of the best. If you want to get involved, you heard what the brother said, yo. We looking to get how many members, Red?
30K. Yeah, 30,000. That's gonna unlock this shit and make this shit really do what it needs to do. 2024, we gave that as the date that we are aiming to hit that milestone. But shit, we could hit that milestone way before that.
Facts. Hell yeah. And we're gonna become a body politic because you vote
like
with
that.
energy. You vote with your energy. We're gonna be body politic, not in the political sense of, we have a in the de facto political sense, but in the sense of our interests. We want this. This is how we want our reality to look. This is how we're moving. And if it doesn't benefit us as a collective, we're not a part of it because we're set apart. We're supposed to be set apart anyway. We never were supposed to be integrating falsely. Nationality is the order of the day. You know what I'm saying? Separation is order. That's one of my mantras. Separation is order. When you got a crayon box, and I'm not saying we're crayon colors, I'm just saying a crayon box. Each color has its own section, or you color code it. It's in order. It's each individual thing is expressed, but it still has a collective order. You see, we're out of order. Us melanated people, us Aboriginal, Indigenous, Asiatic, Black man, with African American, whatever you want to call yourself today, nigga, naga. You know what I'm saying? We're the ones out of order. We're the ones not following divine law. We're the ones not being who we're supposed to be. And this crisis has us not being able to see ourselves to the point that when we see ourselves, we attack ourselves. You see?
And it seems as if our people are under the impression that no distraction could be out. Like, we use the excuses of the distractions to not be who we supposed to be.
Yeah.
So as long as there's a problem in front of us, we'll use that as an excuse to not form Voltron, to not get this shit together, to not get busy, to not, link up, to not throw our hat in the ring, to not do nothing. We'll just be like, well, until that problem is solved,
and I'm not doing that.
I'm not doing nothing.
And
I know where that mind state comes from. Right. That is a motherfucking, that's the easy way out. That's a victimhood mentality, that at the end of the day, that's a very thin line, because we got caught up with the woke movement, and we got caught up with, all of these intersecting or interwoven narratives got in our way. So motherfuckers, when we at one point, it was a sin to identify with victimhood in this community. We was into victorhood. Then motherfuckers wanted to be victims, right? So now, fast forward, they're reactionary, right? You're not doing nothing until something happens, until you get prodded and whatnot, until you get pushed, you're not gonna walk, right?
Right.
So it's like, until there's a black body, a cadaver, a corpse on the ground, you not gonna march.
Right.
You niggas is marching to step over corpses, right? Reactionary in your emotions, feeding energy to deities and entities that feed off of you. You're not taking your anger, you're not taking your angst, and you're not coming together to do much with it. You're not using that to build a city and whatnot. You feel me? You're doing that, and then niggas start looting and shooting and doing all of these distractions, and then every single time, almost like clockwork, this shit is like a bad fucking movie. It plays out the same script.
Got the same playbook. They
same playbook.
They ended the playbook from the 1900s, 17, 18, 1900s. They've been running that playbook into the ground, and at this point, the only salvation that they gonna have is getting ahead of the technology and being the coders and programmers of it. And then you're gonna see the new bias in the technology. Now your robot is gonna be discriminating against you. And what's gonna happen when you get pulled over by an AI robot? Are you gonna say, "Did you pull me over because I'm black?" That robot gonna say, "I don't even know what that is."
Right. You know how they really can have niggas jumping off of buildings with canceling is, instead of canceling you and kicking you off of social media, they cancel you by locking your phone.
They do that. They do that now.
No, they don't.
Look, right now at that level.
No, I'm
saying take away your phone privileges, nigga. If they take away your phone privileges and your social media privileges, you can't even answer your phone. That type of shit. Niggas will lose it. To this day.
Bro, we see people right now lose their phone for like 10 seconds.
Oh man, shit is like a trap. What? Yeah, like they ready to lose their lunch.
Hey, yo, you be seeing the videos of the girls be like the dudes run off with their girl's phone and like they run out the shower.
Oh man, they turn into Liam Neeson in Taken 2. They be jumping over shit. They turn into fucking Born Identity. You know what I mean? It's a super soldier. Like they jumping. You know what I mean? They jumping over. You know how they got them niggas that jump over roofs and climb and scale buildings? They turn into that shit. Like,
yo, play about that phone. They don't play. You right. No,
when it comes to the manipulation of our emotions, keep in mind the emotions are the quote unquote, that's the string. As long as they can manipulate us emotionally, energy and motion, they got us tied to the string. So until we're able to master our emotions, until we're able to turn off our emotions, until we're able to quote unquote have a poker face on and not let motherfuckers trigger us and push our buttons, we gonna be going for this ride for a very long time. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be some type of revolutionary AI that's gonna help niggas out, because that's not gonna, you just gonna have to feed it the facts over emotions, and then it'll get busy and whatnot.
That's
But when
right.
it comes to the people, melanated people who wear our hearts on our sleeves, and we're very compassionate, you know, and they know this and whatnot, yeah, they're gonna keep hitting us in the hearts and the minds and whatnot. So the mind is not fully developed because intelligence is not seen as the top commodity in our community. Money is, or the quote unquote, you know, we're a consumer based people, right? We're a consumer nation and we're consumer based. So the number one token or tool in the consumerism culture is the dollar or the fiat.
Right.
They're not giving intelligence, they're not giving intellect, and they're not giving data the proper push that it needs, at least not in the culture, right? Not in our culture, but in other cultures, definitely. So as a result of that, we're lacking in our minds. So our minds are easily manipulated by mundane type of propaganda campaigns. They don't even have to turn up on propaganda. They hit us in the heart with some emotional shit, and then they take our minds.
Yep.
Right? They hit us in the emotions, and then they take the mind and whatnot. And they've been perfecting this over the years. So as technology upgrades through Moore's law, we get the iPhone post 14, iOS, living in this world that we're living in, where the chips are becoming even more, they're becoming faster. The computers, the hardware is becoming faster, and we're moving in quantum, right? We're edging into quantum computers and whatnot. Niggas is in trouble, bro, if they don't straighten this shit up. Like, if we don't get it together, we could be a whole movement getting ready. We could be on a march on Washington. Niggas got their reparations. We marching. We about to, you know what I mean, take over this whole shit, and then they'll do some shit where they hit you right in the heart.
Yeah. Ironheart. You see, they got the new Marvel movie with Ironheart. She's the sister who's like the next Iron Man, and she's appearing in the new Black Panther movie, and it's the actual symbology of that. It's the
Oh, that's the sister that Namor is gonna come after, right? They gotta protect her, I believe. She's the one who she had this technology that got his city found and stuff like that. Yeah, it's the sister. Yeah, I seen that.
So you talking, and that's that Venus and Mercury energy, but that's like they gotta tell you the energy that's on the planet. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is, as a people, just think energy wise. Do you want to create the wave, ride the wave, or get hit by the wave? Our people have made the habit of, like you said, the victimhood, getting hit by the wave. Become the wave, be the wave, because we are the wave. We are the water of the world. You see what I'm saying? Wade in the water. Our ancestors used to sing it. We control the wave in the world. You know, we are the energy and motion of the world. It's just about cultivating your mind centers. You have a gut intelligence.
I think it was Valentine that spoke on this. I don't mean to cut you. He was on Brother Rich channel, and he said that if you look at the old pictures, our ancestors wasn't smiling and beguiling.
No, they wasn't.
You couldn't count their cavities. The black men, especially, we wasn't no smiling ass niggas and whatnot, because you couldn't necessarily tell what got us excited. Like, if we was smiling, it was with our ladies, it was with Gertrude and Bertha behind closed doors and whatnot. You feel me? It wasn't, we wasn't gumming, we wasn't showing our teeth like that, especially around them folks. You know, I'm talking about who them folks is. We had stoic faces, poker faces. You know what I mean? We wasn't, you know what I'm saying? We wasn't buck dancing. We wasn't stepping fetching and whatnot. That's why when you see the depiction of us in early Hollywood, right, that the small hats had everything to do with, right? They played they you know, they sacrificed our, and I talked about this on higher level conversations with Keys. They sacrificed, they cut their teeth in Hollywood, and the reward for depicting us as mammies and stepping fetchets and whatnot, when they came out with the movie Birth of a Nation, when Al Johnson was in Jazz Singer, and when they were in blackface, the majority of Europeans that were in blackface were small hats.
Right.
They did the devil's bidding, and they got rewarded for that by being inducted not into the Hall of Fame, but into white society. They became white after that, right? So what happened in Hollywood, the depictions of our people was us smiling and beguiling, tearing up some watermelon.
Yeah.
And yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know what I mean? All of that happy shit. Right? Yeah. The red lips and whatnot. That wasn't us.
Wasn't us.
That wasn't us.
The mockery.
The mockery.
Yep.
You feel me? The buffoonery, the coonery.
Facts. And like you said about leaders, no leaders, because if I'm in that time, in that climate, and I'm smiling at what really brings me joy and happiness, they know what to attack. You see? And it's the same thing about the leader. And war, anybody who's been to war or knows about the military, you're not supposed to salute the general or the highest ranking officer on the battlefield. You're not supposed to salute, because if you salute the highest ranking officer, the enemy knows who to take out.
Knows who it is. That's a factory. You know what I mean?
It's really about no more leaders, not in the sense of we don't need people to step up. We need everybody to be their own leader, because if one get taken out, 3 of y'all gonna step up.
Right. So what's the new business model in Web3? What's the new business moving forward? Thank you for that. New business model moving forward in the times that we living in. The new business model that is at play is the DAO, the decentralized autonomous organizations. In the DAO structure, there is no leadership. Prior to the DAO structure, you had Occupy Wall Street and a few other quote unquote leaderless movements, right? That was the beginning of this quote unquote leaderless movement and whatnot. And then it became digitized. And now you have something called DAOs. Look it up. DAO, decentralized autonomous organizations. No hierarchy with CEO, CFO, COO. That doesn't exist in the DAO. There's what is called a governance, and the governance is token holders. And token holders, if you have tokens, you have the right to vote. So we vote on certain type of topics. We vote on how to spend our budget and whatnot. There are some powerful DAOs out there with the spending power of $100 million. There was a DAO that was trying to buy the Constitution. There was a DAO that was trying to buy the Denver Broncos. There's a DAO that owns a team in the Big Three with Ice Cube. A whole DAO owns the team. You don't know who the president is. You don't know who the CEO is. You don't even know who some of the token holders are. You dig what I'm saying? So the same, so that just goes to show you how society, for that matter, is moving in that direction, to whereas the new organizations that wield a lot of power, right, do not have leaders. They do not have the old traditional leadership roles and whatnot. Not to say that people are slacking in the organizations. Everybody plays their part, but there's no quote unquote leaders. There's nobody to take out. That's why when it came to Occupy Wall Street, and what other movement was that? I know Occupy Wall Street was one of the, it goes down in history as one of the highlights of the leaderless organizations and whatnot. But that's when they were trying that shit out. You know what I mean? So they didn't know who to attack, so they had to attack the ideology.
Right. Facts, bro.
So that's where we at. And I'm with that. I don't have a problem with that. You know what I mean? Anybody that's been in organizations, that shit is teeth pulling when there's this hierarchy, when there's these ladders and whatnot of leadership. You know what I'm talking about? Absolute power corrupts, and power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely and whatnot. So the governance model where we're voting, that doesn't necessarily take anything away from anyone and whatnot, because it lends a level of democracy. You know what I mean? When it's working the right way, not the demonocracy, a democracy when it works the right way. And it also gives everybody the feeling that they're equal. You know what I'm saying?
About voting as far as the de facto system goes, because people always get this confused about Republicans and Democrats and the Republic and so on. When you have for the people and by the people, like in what democracy and what a republic is. A democracy is you giving your power to an elected official, but that elected official or that chosen official that you've made an agreement with or consented to give your power to represent you has the ability to do that, but there's no recourse if he doesn't do it. He doesn't have to report back to you, right? He doesn't have, there's no recourse or lawful recourse. And a republic is for the people, of the people, by the people. So if you do decide to vest your power in one representative in a circumstance, that person is going to be accounted for. You see, so that's how they play the game, where you really don't have no say so. So how we have say so is through our dollar, through our resources, and through our culture.
Right.
So that's how we gotta move. You know, we gotta get on one accord in relation to not everybody believing or one school. It ain't about that. We're a one nation. From one woman's breast, we suck, you know. So we come from one nation. We have to get in order. Separation is order. We have to separate from, you know, come out of her, my people. And I know I'm using the Bible, but all these books say these things. We have to come out of this system, this false matrix. Because like you said earlier, it's like tracing paper. The tracing paper is the false overlay. So they've overlaid false tracing paper over the original thing. So now to the point where they're trying to rev it up because they don't want you to be able to distinguish. You're gonna get in your car and your windshield is gonna be all digital. The billboards are gonna be 3D. You know, they're gonna be people driving that are not human. You know,
it's gonna be more easier to manipulate, to confuse, and to control. Spatial technology, or what they call virtual reality, augmented reality, and spatial reality. Spatial reality would basically be like the Apple or the Google glasses, and they'll have everything in front of you, like, you know, your weather, you know what I mean? If somebody calls you, their name will pop up, and you could probably it'll be push button. Instead of push button your phone, you could push the air, and that'll answer the call and shit like that. Pokemon Go, that's an example of augmented reality, right? Which was a Google experiment, right? That they put out there to capture data. That was a whole government operation, and people thought it was something else. They thought it was a game, but it was really a government operation by way of Google and whatnot to see a bunch of things. And they extracted a lot of data, and they were able to run with that. But somebody said, let's buy Nas's publishing Dow style, and I'm totally with you on that. That's a fucking touchdown.
That's fire.
I really feel like, yes, that's fire. That's something that can happen and should happen. And once again, if the collective was collecting, if we were collectively a little more stronger, henceforth, why the Facts Initiative is very important. It's something that we should not underestimate, because at the end of the day, we have never seen our powers realized in this generation. I'm not talking about I'm not talking about fantasizing over what the Panthers did. I remember when I first got into the Black Panthers, I was so romanticized. I was in love, bro. I was encapsulated by the storyline. I was intoxicated. By what they was out there doing. I was ready to grow an afro and live that life, but I'm like, nah, fuck that. I'm not finna romanticize the past like that. I want to romanticize the now. I want the shit to go down. You know, I want to, and I use that as an example, but I don't want to recreate the Black Panthers. What I do want to realize in this real time is the power of the collective. I at least want to see that shit before I check out. And it's not asking for much. It's not a hard task. It's all a mind state. Motherfuckers got to just get their minds right. Mind right. And there's a level of trust that goes with it. So I'm not putting it on the shoulders of the people as they get together.
Man. A lot of y'all, you ain't got that compassion for people, man. You don't have that compassion and grace for people, man. And like, I'm not talking about you, I'm just saying in general, like, people, their heart's right, because your heart is more powerful than your brain. Your heart is a brain, your gut is a brain, and you have a brain in your head. But all three have to be in alignment, yo. And this right here is what's wrong with a lot of people, man. They're holding a lot of trauma, a lot of bitter, a lot of hurt, which creates confusion, You know what I'm saying? Cloud, fog, distortion,
Right.
schizophrenia.
Trust issues.
Yeah, the heart facilitates.
Paranoia.
Yeah, the experience, paranoia.
So it all goes back to the conversation about ye are gods, right? It all goes back to self-accountability, because at the end of the day, you know, I'm not gonna let myself off the hook. And if I'm gonna hold myself to a certain standard, it's only right that I hold my collective and my peoples to that standard. Because going through what I've gone through and seeing what I've seen, it all boils down to the work that you're doing on yourself. It all boils down to self-transformation. It all boils down to using all of this information and its influence to better yourself, because when you get better, the world gets better.
Amen.
And I'm not trying to link up or join no forces or lock hands with nobody who ain't working on themselves. You don't gotta be perfect. You don't gotta be quote unquote. I don't even know what perfect looks like. I don't know what it walks like, talks like. I have never seen it.
Right.
So I'm not looking for that. You know what I mean? All we looking for in this Scorpion season, when we big on loyalty, is some motherfucking loyalty. These hoes ain't loyal. You know what I mean? And if you're loyal to the soil, if you're loyal to yourself, if you're loyal to your healing, if you're loyal to your motherfucking transformation and your upgrade, then you have the opportunity to be loyal to others. Ye are gods. We not just fucking saying this shit. Hold on.
We not just saying this shit.
Hey, look.
Welcome back. We not just saying this shit. It's not just a fucking slick title.
This ain't cosmic.
It's real. But it's gonna take work. It's gonna take work. It's gonna take perseverance. It's gonna take commitment, my niggas.
Facts.
You can't skip leg day.
Facts.
That part. You can't skip leg day.
You gotta put in the work of working yourself, man. It's okay, man. We all look, trust and believe. And this, you know, it's so funny, man. I always say this, but think about if we were using our powers for malevolent reasons, for wicked reasons. This shit would have been over, bro. We're using our powers for good, for righteousness. We're fighting. It's a day-to-day thing to better yourself and work on yourself. And, you know, like you said, nobody's perfect. But just imagine. Just imagine if we were using all our the dark side.
Got on a Thanos shit, King the Conqueror. It would be a dark day in Black America. Nah, dead ass.
Because I know the damage I know the damage that just one or two of us did to the world by going dark.
That part.
Right? I seen niggas go nuclear and it almost destroyed this whole community. Just one of us.
Just
so
imagine.
Imagine, bro. Imagine if the collective just went, you know what? We going full knuckle dragger. Fuck it. We just gonna go full knuckle dragger. Yo, sign me the Empire. I'm go drill rap on these niggas. I'm going full metal jacket. Imagine what that would do. Imagine
what that would do. Imagine how
that would destroy generations to come. So, huh?
I said, you think the world is dark now? If we were using our powers for malevolent, wicked, dark energy and principalities, you would truly see. Yo, you know what? I don't know if you watched The Lord of the Rings, right? But I love The Lord. Right?
What, Frodo?
Frodo and all that. Yeah, Frodo, all them niggas. Look, man.
I was traumatized. This how I know. This I could tell your age. When I was a youth, my nigga, the animated Lord of the Rings, when they cut that nigga's finger off, bro.
Right.
Full trauma. I'm still looking for shrooms to deal with that trauma, nigga. Like that shit's still on me, bro. That it traumatized me as a youth. They cut his finger off.
I just started getting into it like the last couple of years. But you know the elves, they come from another realm. See, the elves are us. The elves are the
Right, out the dirt. Yeah, the ones that they made out of the mud.
Nobody likes them. Like nobody likes the elves. The humans don't like the elves. The dwarves don't like the elves. Everywhere they go, but they help everybody. They're benevolent, right? But the orcs are elves. The orcs are the dark version of the elves. The orcs are what elves turn into.
Right, when they went dark. Their lower self, right.
Yeah. Oh, so be thankful in the grace between all of us. I'm talking about for everybody, man, because you know how easy it is to lose it. You know how much in people's mind they want to like, yo, nah, I want to let it go. Like, nah, like they have to hold themselves back. So
Oh, for sure.
everybody really working on themselves because it matters, yo. It do.
It does, and I want to say to everybody that is working on themselves in the shadow of this Scorpio moon and whatnot, I want to say thank you. You know what I mean? I want to say thank y'all for making this world a better place. I want to say thank y'all for being divinely balanced and not tipping the scales and whatnot. I want to say thank y'all for the death that you were brave enough to undergo with the ego death, to put yourself on the cross and to kill, you know, the nigga who was wearing them long white tees and them baggy jeans and whatnot. You know what I'm talking about? You were brave enough to let that go. You know what I mean? And that is important. We don't give ourselves as a people, we're not a monolithic people, but we don't give ourselves a lot of credit for the shift that we've made in our life. That's why people say, if you want to change the world, start with yourself, because it goes both ways. If you want to fuck the world up, then sacrifice yourself, and you could do that. If you want to change the world, then you could do that. I could fuck the world up if I wanted to sacrifice myself. The way that my Scorpio mind works, I don't think niggas go as dark as me. You know what I'm talking about?
Dark though.
I could bring down. My nigga. Like I could bring some shit down with me if I really wanted to go out with a bang.
But I'm saying, niggas don't understand. Like
I could make this shit. I could change the temperature.
You know, like Superman. Matter of fact, Superman. They got a dark version of Superman where
Superman
he killed
3. That was my favorite Superman in Bizarro World. The one with Richard Pryor.
Dark Superman, nigga.
Dark Superman. You know
That's why Black Adam, The Rock, is a genius, bro. You think The Rock don't know this astrology and know this cosmology and this pantheon? Bro, he been fighting 10 years to put this story on. He released it at the right time, bro. I can't wait.
Yeah, it was on point. It was on point. You know what I mean? Yeah, he's an anti-hero that's killing shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But that's what an angel is. Like if you truly saw an angel in its physical form, it would be one of the most scariest sights. So the average person, it'd be one of the most scary. You wouldn't think it was an angel. You probably think it was a gargoyle or a warlock or a warbird or something like. Because what we think, and Halloween's coming up too. This is another thing. We think our ancestors are all rainbow, bubbly, and these entities and these representations and these angels are like these bubbly, Care Bear, nice. No, these beings are scary looking entities.
Right.
Like war ready. Like that's why, like you said, our ancestors wasn't smiling. Our ancestors, like look at our great-great-grandfathers. They was huge. Their hands was way bigger. Their arms and forearms, they was cutting down trees and in coal mines and shit.
Right.
Like,
hell yeah. They was chopping wood with their hands.
Come on, bro. Like they talking about Kevin Gates starting the car with his hands. Yeah, they our ass wet.
Yeah, niggas did that.
What's my nigga who went against the machine? John Henry.
John Henry. Oh, the big nigga.
Yeah, like
Green Mile. Yeah, niggas was on John Henry time.
What? So I'm saying, bro, we are the X-Men. We are the superheroes, man. And it's just, you know, at this point, it's the identity crisis because we're the original people. And we come from the Godhead. We're the first descendants. We're direct descendants of the Godhead. Because of that, like Noble Drew Ali said, we have the blood of each nation in our blood. We have each race inside of us.
Oh, for sure.
It makes us a split.
That's why we could relate to any nation. And I care where I go, any nationality, any nation that I go to, I'm like, how can niggas say that I got any place I visit, I got land there? How can niggas stand there? Say I sound like hello. Like I'm home. I don't give a fuck where I go, man. I'm home. Like I'm in my
bag. Like
that part.
Daddy's home.
That's why you travel. That's why you gotta travel, man. You gotta travel.
You definitely gotta travel.
For my whole life, my mom was in the military, so like traveling was normal to me. I was traveling, so I had to stop traveling. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And like, but I know
Army brat.
Yeah, Army brat. That's what they call it. You know what I'm saying? But I never knew the difference until I sat down and started hanging with people who never been nowhere, and I could see the distract difference. You got to get out and travel, even if it's with state in your community. Go to different parks that you never been to.
Look, DNA responds to environment. If you niggas is stuck on the corner eating fucking Cheetos and just sitting on milk crates and whatnot, your DNA will never change.
Right.
DNA responds to environment. Bruce Lipton breaks it down. So when me and Blue Pill went to the UK, we came back different, my nigga. When we flew across the Atlantic, I felt my shit shifting. Like we were not the same when we came back. When I went to the West Coast, first time I came down south in 97, I came to Atlanta in 97, my nigga.
Wow.
By me changing, I changed my whole hood. I came back to New York and them niggas look different. And then they started coming down south and whatnot. DNA responds to environment. We are the navigators. Don't fall for that stupid ass, oh, you know what I mean? If you get caught in that Alex Haley version of niggerdom, the roots type shit,
right?
Shame on you,
right?
But
right.
if you really tap into your ancestral order, then you know that you were a navigator. You know that 4 corners of the earth are yours.
That's
you
right.
claim that. You know what I'm talking about? We crossed the 7 seas, my genius. That's what we did. And we are highly cultured.
Highly. Get off
highly. Not just hip hop. We not just break dancers, my nigga. We highly cultured. We drink with the pinky up.
That's right. High, like all that.
We the royals, right?
All
The real talk. Like some of us got royal, royal blood.
Facts.
We could match wits with anybody. We put the clothes on and we breathe life. Them clothes ain't wearing us. We wearing them clothes.
That's right. What?
You know what I'm talking about? I don't give a fuck if it's a barbusha, if it's a fucking, you know what I mean? I don't care what we wearing. A jala bean.
Right.
Some fucking Timbs, my nigga. Like, we breathe life in these fabrics.
That's right.
Not the other way around. Man make the clothes. Clothes don't make the man. God damn it. Yeah.
I'm saying, talk back to me.
Get your principles in order. That's what we'll be talking about.
Principles in order.
Like for real. And I be telling people all the time, yo, I'm not loyal to people. I'm not loyal to no people. I'm loyal to principles. And I'm like, if you're loyal to these righteous, divine, and upright principles, by law, by nature, I'm gonna be loyal to you. It's that simple. Because you could be my blood, you could be my blood relative, but if you're a pedophile, you expect me to be loyal to you because we're blood related? No, my principles come before that. You see?
Right.
So people got to get their principles in order. You got to fit, and that's what the whole sit down was for. That was for you to sit down and figure out what was essential for you in your life. So if you don't know what is essential in 2023, I can't do nothing for you.
There's not, the class is closed, my niggas. Like the semester is over. There's nothing that we could do. Like, you know,
has left the building. Know that.
Yeah, that part. Let's get to a commercial real quick.
Yeah, I got to skate, man. Hey, much
you got to skate.
Y'all have a great night.
Salute to the God, man. I see you soon. All right. Real quick, y'all. This is for our upcoming lecture, October 30th. Ye are gods.
Define our own narrative. Like when you're talking about the White Lives Matter thing, I want to play you this message that Farrakhan sent me and Puffy about White Lives Matter.
White lives have always mattered because that's what caused Yaakov to be the god of this present world.
They're constantly monitored by facial recognition cameras that are able to instantly put a face to a name. Now the Chinese are also ranked, given a mark out of a possible 950 points. A score in the 700s is considered good. Around the 500 mark is not. For now, the number is a sort of bank credit rating, keeping track of everyone's spending habits.
I think being ranked is a good thing. A society has to have rules.
It forces us to be well behaved.
It may seem scary, but it's just like that here.
What was driving her wasn't the trappings of being the queen and the luxury.
Sunday, October 30th.
From the hours of 11 a.m., Red and Blue Pillar present We Are God.
Yeah. It was a little bit of lag on the video. I don't know why, but a little bit of lag on the video. But you get the point, right? You get the point. We gonna be on Zoom via KTL University in the rising Sunday early 11 a.m. to maybe like 2 p.m. Red and Blue Pill, Ye Are Gods. The link is in the description. Go get your tickets and whatnot. Yeah, we might even have another special guest and shit. You feel me? But yeah, man, we in the building, we working. I've been in the lab over the past few days building out this lecture. I'm just working. I'm just doing what I need to do. We want to break the distractions. We want to get you back on point, get you back on course, give you the information that you need to close out this fourth quarter very strong. Remind you that you a motherfucking God and what you here to do. You know what I mean? We utilize certain situations as catalysts, but once there's a catalyst, where do we take the energy or the charge and what do we do with it? That's the $1 million question. Because if you're not doing something with it, then them people is going to feed off of you and they're going to eat off of you and they're going to take that power back. So call your power back, call your energy back, call your motherfucking attention back, and let's take this shit and do something with it. And with that being said, I want to say thank you for everybody in the building for being here. I appreciate love you. Thanksgiving is coming up. Like I said, we will be in the motherfucking Carolinas doing our thing for the weekend of Thanksgiving and whatnot. We also have this coming up. Tribute to the ancestors. That's going to be on Saturday at the Royal Chamber. So we're going to dress up like the ancestors. All right. Step into your royalty. That is coming up. That link is also in the description. Go and get your tickets. You know what I'm saying? And we'll finish this off with the facts anthem. We're going to end it with the facts anthem. I will see y'all Third Eye Thursdays. Stay dangerous. Peace.
Facts, 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 facts.
Okay, the food, the art, the clothes. We put this show on the road. The Vatican getting exposed. You better stay on your toes. Repo, tilling the land, focus on the eco. Open my heart, let go of the ego. Ran out the grand, I'm stacking up these C-notes. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts. Found out the hacks, put it underneath the rap. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. We in your city, pull up where we at. Facts.
And that's facts though, I talk factos. Ask J Babe, I go Astro. Floating focused on my cash flow. We plant star seeds to make the grass grow. I'm a refloater, I do what I wanna. Stack in the winter, sunbathe in the summer. My chakras align and I shock them like Blanc. Only Pope we acknowledge a nigga is Pablo.
At these events, I'm a god to my people. Got out the streets, yeah, we dodging a Rico. Game of roulette, I'm a casino. The game wasn't fair, yeah, the odds wasn't equal. Squad got the Chico, my squad got the Chico. Game in a drought, yeah, they starving the people. Blaming and doubt, make it harder to eat, yo. Not a placebo, this not a placebo.
The food, the art, the globe. We put this show on the road. The Vatican getting exposed. You better stay on your toes. Repo, tilling the land, focus on the eco. Open my heart, let go of the ego. Ran out the grind, I'm stacking up these C-notes. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. Found out the hacks, put it underneath the rap. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. We in your city, pull up where we at. Facts, facts.
Started in Richmond, art of my district. Heart of the mystics, parted for biscuits. Father the isfits, martyr the misfits. God is my witness, God on my hit list. Moving the weight, we started with fitness. Moving with states, we art of the richest. Give me the blues, my heart is in Memphis. It's part of adventure, started my venture. The F is for food, the A is for art. The C is for clothes, I'm playing my part. T is for tech, I'm playing it smart. S is for shelter, I stay in the park. Acres on acres, get lost in the dark. We playing a part, we playing it smart. Facts, facts, okay.
The food, the art, the clothes. We put this show on the road. The Vatican getting exposed. You better stay on your toes. Repo, tilling the land, focus on the eco. Open my heart, let go of the ego. Ran out the grind, I'm stacking up these
facts.
Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back.